Hello, all of my trophy hunting athletes, and welcome back to episode 39 of the Rogue Hunters podcast, sponsored by the Rogue Hunters here. Those rogue, those Rogue Hunters are Brian,
you,
and the Waves.
Me.
With myself being Snickle, our great contributions of time is what brings you these episodes. We've got some good topics to talk about tonight. All of those will be linked down in the description below, so you can follow along as we talk. Also down in the description below are all of our social medias, so you can go follow us there, and you can tweet at us, and you can do whatever. If you want to suggest any topics for any future podcast episodes for us to discuss, you can tweet at any of us. You can tweet at the Rogue Hunters. You can leave it in the comments. But any way that you want to get in contact with us is all down in the all down in the description below. So, yeah.
Send us a carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
Any of that.
Anything of that sort. We like to keep the topics related to gaming specifically, and
the videos.
Yeah. And the trophies also, if you can find anything interesting. So yeah, all of that's down below. Before we get started, I just want to let everyone know, I didn't tell you guys about this before, but I'm getting hit by the hurricane. So if I go, I go. All right.
Can I have your account so I can have all your games?
Go on without me if I go.
I already have his account. So.
Yeah,
well, can you share his account with me if something happens to him? We'll carry on his legacy.
We'll see. We'll have to see if something happens.
All right, I'll be the new Snickle, and we'll unlock a lot of PS5 trophies for him.
If I go, I go. So that's how it is. All right. Well, with that sad news out of the way, possibly. What have my friends and fellow trophy athletes been playing? We can start with, I would say we could play rock, paper, scissors to figure out who we start with, but that's going to be kind of hard.
I choose scissors.
What do you got, Waves?
I choose rock.
All right, Waves. You go first then.
Did I have the 0 platinum before?
Yes.
Last week? Okay, well.
I think so.
Well, if I didn't talk about it last week, then I got the Yakuza 0 Platinum, and today I got the Yakuza Kiwami Platinum.
Hey,
and,
nice.
Hey.
So, I want to say, I think technically 0 is harder, but I found Kiwami to be more frustrating. So, that's all I can really say about that. And then Snickle helped me get the one thing done in Max Payne 3, and then we all got the M4 done in Max Payne 3, so good week, I want to say.
Yeah. Waves, I have to say, I am kind of surprised you got Kiwami done, because I was talking to you last night, and I was like, hey, you gonna finish this before the podcast? And you were like, probably not.
Because... So, like, I had to beat the whole ass game again, you know? So I was like, no, it's probably not going to take that long. And then, I mean, it's probably going to take, like, at least a day or two.
Yeah.
No, I finished up, like, the climax battles this morning, and then I was like, let me start up the story. And then I got, like, close to halfway through the story. I took a nap. Then I got back on, and... Then I just finished the game.
At least you're honest.
So,
yeah,
it was pretty fast. It's a pretty short game if you skip all the cutscenes.
I gotta say, I was last night when I was talking to Waves before he got the platinum, I was helping him get the Dead Man Walking stuff done in Max Payne 3, and then I get added by like 2 people in Discord that are like, Snickle, the textbook, Waves started it, but like, is whatever. Like, stream, you old man. Like, Waves hit me with it, and then Arkham did, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm streaming. And I didn't get home till like, it was like 11 or 12 or something like that. So I started streaming, and then I was literally sitting in the voice chat because like Waves and I talked during the day, and I was like, yeah, I'll help you with the dead man walking thing, and it'll take like whatever 20 minutes. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just sitting in the Discord call waiting, and I started streaming, and then people like Cats was like, "Why are you in the Discord call by yourself?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for Waves. He's probably sleeping, but like just waiting for him to get on to get this trophy." And then like next thing I know, like I don't even know what was it, like 1 o'clock in the morning, which is 12
Yeah.
for Waves. He was
It's
like, "Sorry,
12.
dude, just woke up from a nap." And I'm like, "Wait, a nap? What?"
Look, I was talking to Brian about this, but this past weekend, something's up with my body, cause like I was just tired. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So like, I definitely slept. I told Brian over 40 hours, but I definitely slept more than 30 hours in the weekend.
That's crazy.
So
That really is.
and like I don't know why my body was just kind of like, you're tired, go to bed the entire weekend. So either I'm dying or I'm recharging. I don't know, one of those two.
It's probably recharging. I mean, that I used to do that shit. Like, I guess I'm gonna be going back to it at some point. But I used to do that when I like worked in the office, because I would sleep like the worst hours during the week. I would sleep like 5 hours a night or something like that. And then when I came back like during the weekend, that was like when I would be like, I would literally sleep from, I mean, granted, I didn't go to bed till like 2 or 3, right, on the weekends, but I would sleep until like 1 or something, like every single day, just like sleeping an unhealthy amount. And people were like, "That's not good," and I'm like, "Oh well, it's happening, so like, just let it be."
In all fairness, sometimes you'd be streaming to like 4 a.m. though too.
Yeah, I mean,
so like
yeah,
so like when that happened, right? Like my intention was not to take a nap or like fall asleep. I was just like, I'm just gonna lie down for a bit while I wait for like you to get on. And then literally like 10 minutes in, I'm already dead in my bed. So
Classic Waves.
So I don't know what's going on with me, but
yeah, I'd be streaming probably a little too late sometimes, but whatever.
yeah, it was around 12.
But
yeah, it's around 1 is when I got on.
Well, it's good to hear that you got the Kiwami Platinum. Waves, you're on the Yakuza grind, like, hard. So what's next?
Next is Kiwami 2.
Which is easier, right?
So that's what I'm curious about, right? Because if we're just going by Platinum Rarity, it's easier. It's on 11.78 compared to Kiwami's 3.08 and Zero's 4.15.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say Judgment is like a 3 point something. But I'm just curious to why it's that high, because I was looking through the completion list, because you still have to get the 100% completion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's like standard Yakuza 100%, so like Mahjong and all that stuff. So I'm just curious why this one is not 100%. So,
well, you know why I can tell you, just looking at the numbers.
Less people have it.
Yeah, it's less owners. Like each one of the Yakuza, like the 3 games you mentioned, Kiwami 2, and Zero, they all have between 3. I think the highest is like 3,600, 32, 3,800. So Kiwami has 3,800 platinum achievers. Kiwami 2 has 3,100, but Kiwami has 125,000 total game owners, where Kiwami 2 only has 27,000, and Zero has 88,000 basically. So yeah, it's got like significantly less game owners.
That makes sense then. So I think it'll probably be the same amount as the other ones.
It just sucks because you're gonna put the same amount of time in for like, I mean, whatever. It's just numbers, but for a
I mean, I don't
think
care.
you do it though.
For me, it's just like
Yeah,
For
it's
me,
just
I was gonna get it anyways. I just wanted the Yakuza Platinum, so.
yeah, right before the podcast started, Waves is like, this is the most amount of ultra rares I've gotten in the past, like, whatever, like, what, 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or something like
Past
that.
month, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I got, what was it, Judgment? I got, like in the beginnings of August, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Judgment I got on 15th of August, and then 10 days later, I got the Yakuza 0 Platinum. Then today I got the Kiwami Platinum, so.
dude, it's
Man,
crazy.
you make some good progress though.
Yeah,
Shit.
you really did. The whole like ultra rare thing is so crazy though, because I feel like it comes in waves. Because like I look at it the same way with mine, and it's like, if I go back and look, like I just have like waves of like getting ultra rares. Like I did like Far Cry 2, then MK10, and then it was like whatever. Then I had like a few games here and there, and then like out of nowhere I got like all of these, like from like March to like now I've gotten like a decent amount from like Grid and GT5 and MLB The Show 17, Shift 2, The Run, just like weird. The game
So
that I
it's-
had like the most ultra rares with is probably like, I don't know. It's mainly like online. Like Operation 7 is like a stupid amount of ultra rares. Revolution, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if you go and look at it, like the whole game is basically ultra rare. And then another one was like Twisted Metal. Was like another one where like I just got them, like I got a lot. Yeah, it's just like a literal like block of ultra rare trophies.
The thing is with like the Yakuza games, at least the ones I've played, barring maybe Judgment purely because of the Puyo Puyo stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they should be ultra rares.
It's because of time. Like that's what it is.
Because Kiwami, there was only like 2 sections where I really got annoyed. So like in one of the climax battles, you basically do like, so like in the climax battles they give you like a specific moveset, and
Mhm.
then you just have to beat that section with that moveset. And with the one that I got stuck in,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the weakest version of Kiryu, and you're fighting 2 really strong bosses and a bunch of like small dudes in like a, not an arena, but like basically a level, right? So that one took me a couple of tries. I actually got frustrated with it yesterday, so I stopped playing Yakuza yesterday for a bit, and then this morning when I woke up, I finished that up, and then all the other climax battles were stupid easy. And then in the legend difficulty, I only got stuck on one part, and it was because it's like an on-rail shooter part, and that one's more about like once you like learn how they're shooting, it gets easier.
Mhm.
But other than those 2 parts, Kiwami's not that hard. The same thing with Zero. I think Zero is easier. So like Zero, I only got stuck on one of the climax battles, which is similar to the one I got stuck in Kiwami, but once you learn how to do it, it's easy. And then in the legend difficulty, so like the difference between Kiwami's and Zero's legend difficulty is in Kiwami you can bring over everything you had from your previous save to your new legend playthrough. So like you can go in with your strongest moveset, and then when you finish the climax battles, you can get this thing called War God Talisman, which gives you infinite heat, so you can do the heat moves which do a bunch of damage, and then you can wear this other talisman that increases the amount of damage your heat moves do.
Mhm.
So like your legend playthrough on Kiwami is stupid easy, but on Zero, like you don't have that, and I thought that was going to be an issue when I played through it, but nah. It was, I felt like Zero was easier than Kiwami at some points. So
That's crazy.
So I don't know, like I feel like the only one really that should be an ultra rare is Judgment, and that's purely because of Puyo Puyo, because that shit's
Stupid.
hard and stupid.
Yeah. I feel it though. Well, I mean, you're getting through them, which is like the good thing. Like that's the best thing. So
Exactly.
that's what matters.
I'm gonna keep the train going because I'm having fun. So
Hell
when
yeah.
I stop having fun, I'll find something else.
Hell yeah, that's what it's about.
But waves is making waves. That's all we know.
Hell yeah. So what about you, Brian? What are you up to?
Oh, I'm on a little thing called vacation now. So, yes.
Hey.
Nice.
After being nonstop working since February of nonstop like overtime, I got a week and a half off of work. So, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to redo my whole setup. Hopefully, get it in streaming role and video editing role to help out this channel.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been meaning to make a video for the channel, but I've just been too lazy to do it.
like my company just celebrated. My facility alone did $1 million in sales in August.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been busy.
Well, it's nice to have off every once in a while and like not have a damn thing to do. Like that's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Like I worked today till 7:30, and then I came home. I relaxed, took a shower, realized, oh yeah, I don't gotta go to bed tonight. So tomorrow I'm gonna just relax. I'm gonna do a couple things around the house, start clearing out the bedroom, start building the new desk and TV stand and everything, and I'll post up pictures once everything's done.
Hell yeah.
Snickle's seen some of the shit I ordered. I think Waves has too, so.
You're gonna have fun.
Oh yeah, I got a few ideas from Snickle with a couple of things to do, so. Stealing one of his ideas.
Which one's that? The phone?
The long ass fucking HDMI cables.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's something that like everybody should do. Like if you guys haven't already, I mean, I guess it depends like where you play, right? Because I think a lot of people play like in their living room or something, so like you don't have to deal with it. But like if you're playing at a desk and you have your consoles like literally right next to you, the best thing to do is like put those bitches across the room and like just run long ass HDMI cables.
Well, it doesn't help for me because my desk is right next for the heater vent and the AC venter.
Yeah.
So you get so much noise if you're recording something if you have the AC or the heat on. So it's not going to help in the winter.
Yeah.
So the desk is going on the other side of the room by the window, and then the TV stand's going by where the vent's at. So I shouldn't hear anything then.
That's good. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, the only thing that'll be by the desk is going to be the PC and the monitors.
Well, like Brian and Waves mentioned making videos for the channel, like that, we do plan on doing that, but if you guys have any ideas for anything that you'd like to see, I think we're going to try to delve into like everything, like list videos, video essay, like basically like really anything and everything that we can kind of get into. We're going to try to, so.
Except Trophy Guys, that's going to be on your channel.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing all the stuff that I have over there, so like trophy guides, how to platinums, like everything I'm doing over there, I'm going to keep doing, but I'm just going to, we're going to do other things over here.
Right.
So I'm gonna jump back into Yakuza real quick. Just something I noticed. If I had played this tomorrow, it would have been a full 4 years. I think since the last time I played this. I mean, since the first time I played this.
Oh, damn.
It's funny going to like my list. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 for the dates. So
that's all I wanted to know.
Okay. No. Oh well. Maybe next time.
For the next one, Waves.
We got plans for the channel.
We want to be more than just the podcast group.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep doing the podcast. Like, it's still gonna be a thing. But yeah, we were just thinking about doing other things.
We want to grow the channel, and the way to grow the channel is to make videos and upload more than one video a week.
Yeah. I would love, like, I've not seen anybody do it, which, like, I would love to see. I would just love to see, like, whether it's you or Waves or, like, anybody else, I would love to see other people make, like, like, a platinum trophy video like I do, where you show, like, getting the platinum, and then you give, like, your raw thoughts on it right after you finish it.
It's not a bad idea.
I was gonna do that for Judgment, and I have all this footage and stuff for it, so I should just fucking do it. But
yeah, well, like I can start recording once I get everything set up, so then I can start recording some footage. And
you don't like make a script for that, do you? Like you just go off the cuff, right?
Yeah, for my platinum videos, I just go off the cuff, like whatever I'm thinking at the time. It's like raw of like whatever my thought is. Like all my other stuff is scripted, like my how to platinums, my multiplayer guides, those are scripted. But yeah, the platinum trophy is like not. It's just like I see a lot of people who either do like kind of like what Waves does right now, where he just uploads like just showing getting the platinum, which is fine. Or I see people who are like that basically try to do like, I don't want to say like an Adam McDermott, but like they try to like do like a more cinematic version of like, this is my platinum journey, like, you know, like this is what I did to get my, like, I would just love to see something of just like showing getting the platinum and then like raw thoughts on it, and then yeah.
Hey, I got the platinum in this game, and this is why I hated it.
Exactly. I mean,
like Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't raw. That was, you know, that was a well thought out discussion of, I'm going to tell you guys how to get the platinum, and then I'm going to shit on it right at the end. Like, I'm going to wipe my ass with it. And I mean,
I wish there was more, I wish there were more things to do with like trophies. I feel like, cause like, I don't know, there probably is more things you can do, but I feel like so many of the videos like on YouTube are the same. It's like all here's a trophy list review, or here's me reacting to this trophy list that just got leaked, or all this other stuff. I feel like yours is like the only like content that is different.
Right.
Well, that's why I would like love people to like, I would love to see people make it. There's been other people, I've had people like leave comments that are like, because I feel like the trophy talk like thing wasn't a thing, like that I didn't see people do that until like, I'm not trying to say like I innovated and made it, but like I feel like I didn't see people do it until like I started making it.
Right.
But like I feel like I don't see the same with like the platinum video like aspect. And like to me, I guess to me it's like easier because like I've been doing it for so long, so I can just talk off the cuff for like 10 minutes about a game. Like I can just shit on it, like I really don't care. But I could see it being like difficult like going into it. But like I've had people that are like, hey, can I steal this video? Hey, can I steal this idea? And I'm like, yeah, dude, like I don't get, like I didn't trademark the idea. Like, do it up and send it to me. Like, I'm trying to watch it. I'm trying to watch other things, because there are people who make like trophy content, but like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, it's really, I don't know how to explain it. It's not that it's not enjoyable, but it's like, I guess it's more entertainment than it is like useful content, right? And like the stuff that's being said is just like regurgitation of like things that have already been said by other people. Like there's I don't know the guy's channel, but there's a guy that like followed me on Twitter who like I've been watching his stuff recently. I'm trying to find it. I guess I'm plugging him, right? Whatever. What the fuck's his name? I'm gonna butcher it. Ilya Kunin. I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
How you spell it?
Here, I'll send you his Twitter. But basically, like, he's someone who like literally just started making like content, and it's like well made, well like produced content. But again, it's just like it's about games that are like it's just like regurgitation of stuff that like people are already saying. And like I think the most innovative content I've seen when it comes to trophies is like Adam McDermott. And like the thing that he does, first of all, he puts so much time into his videos.
Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
Just if no one's ever video edited or anything, like the amount of time that man puts into his videos in terms of editing and just playing the games is ridiculous. Like absolutely ridiculous.
That's why it takes him so long to put one out.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I just think about like that aspect, but like his type of video is stuff that like I wanted to make when I kind of got into YouTube. Like there was two types of videos I wanted to make when I got into YouTube. One of them was not my platinum trophy videos. Like I literally made those because I was like, well, it'd be interesting to just upload and like tell people what I've been platinuming as I go along. So whatever. But I wanted to make a video, which I make now, which is my how to platinum. I wanted to like walk people through how to get a platinum trophy the most efficient way. The other thing I always wanted to do was, because it was big at the time, was like doing a let's play, but instead of calling it like a let's play, you would call it like a let's platinum or something. My phone, goddamn. You would call it like a let's platinum, and you would basically like play a game and like platinum it, play it all the way through to you platinum. But the thing is, like, if you do that raw, that's gonna be boring as shit. Like, especially if you have to grind stuff out, like that's gonna be boring. So I think that like Adam McDermott's videos, his like platinum journeys are like essentially like the epitome of like what I originally would have wanted to make, because except they're like consolidated into one video.
No, yeah.
I think the best way to put this is as the what would I say, the gaming community for YouTube, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only way to get better if we learn off each other.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Well, I feel like the gaming community is like fine. It's just really like the trophy content.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, it's still the same thing, but yeah.
Well, it's
because
it's like a subsection of gaming, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I get what you mean.
Like who do we got? We got Snickle, Adam, Brian from PS4 Trophies, Power.
Warby does.
I wouldn't
like,
even like.
I wouldn't even. But the thing is, what the thing is with like people like Harry 94, like all them. Which, by the way, that man blew the fuck up. Like I don't know if you guys have heard of Harry 94, but he was kind of like a.
He was like an Xbox achievements guy first.
I think so, but like recently he's like blown. I don't know. Like he's done stuff on like Fortnite and stuff, which is why he's blown up. But like, I don't know. Like Power PYX makes good guides and and everything, but like to me that's not like he's
not
getting
really content.
Yeah, exactly. It's not content, and like I know that I do the same thing, but like I try to make guides on like whatever game I'm playing, and my intention behind it isn't to like just make guides, but it's to like if someone sees that I'm making guides for instance Max Payne 3, right? Even though the servers are going down, I'm just using this as an example. Maybe that would give somebody like the want to like play it then.
Right.
And that's like kind of like why I do it, because I was thinking about it tonight, and I think about it all the time. Like I could grow my channel fast if I wanted to, if I literally uploaded trophy guides and collectible guides on brand new games that come out. But you guys know me. You guys have known me for years. I don't play brand new games, rarely.
Right.
Like that's just not what I do. I just play what I want to play and what I enjoy, and like that's what I try to with making like platinum videos and like trophy guides on like older games. Like that, my intention is to try to like kickstart people to play those games or want to play those games. If like that's something that you're like, whoa, that's been on my backlog for a while, like I should really get around to that. Well, here's the little, I'm trying to kickstart you now. Like here's the info, go do it.
Yeah, what I've always wanted to do was I like watching like the video essays and stuff that people do. So I always wanted to do something like that, but with the journey of like getting the platinum trophy or whatever, which I guess would be something like Adam McDermott, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way of doing that is like, and it would have to be structured different for every game you play, but it would essentially be structured the same way as like a platinum journey, except I think you could consolidate it down even more, because his videos to an extent are like cinema, like you sit down and watch them like with a bowl of popcorn or something, like you could easily like break it down and be like, for instance, take like Resident Evil 8 for example. Like you could sit down and be like, oh, like played through my first like playthrough of Resident Evil 8. These are the trophies that I got. Like my intention was to do this, this, and this. But now we get on to like and you like your paragraphs, quote unquote, could be like your playthroughs. But it kind of like depends on the game you're playing. Like if you're playing like a big open world game, like your paragraphs could be like, oh, I played through this section and then, or I did this much of the story and then I sat back and did some exploring. Then I did this much and I came back, So I think it could definitely be like structured different for every, type of, or every game you play. But yeah, video essay for like a platinum trophy would be like kind of cool.
I think like my idea of it wouldn't necessarily be like what Adam McDermott does, because I feel like Adam McDermott is more like, for lack of a better word, it's like entertainment, right? So the video editing is very obvious, like like in Hell's Kitchen where they put like maracas in the background for like no reason to like create tension and stuff.
Yep.
Right.
It's a lot like that, which no issue in that. I love Adam McDermott's videos, but I want to make something more like informative, I guess.
Okay.
So like I'd like to talk about the mechanics and stuff like that, and like what exactly, not necessarily like a guide, but like I don't know, like just see how they did it like in the earlier games and stuff like that. Like I wanted to do one on Judgment where it was just entirely on it's how do you say, like I guess innovations from what was a Yakuza game to what is now the new action Yakuza game, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So something like that. I don't know. I still like ideating the ideas in my head. So.
Yeah. Like that's not a bad idea, actually, Wipes. I kind of like that. The one thing I could think of, like, it's not as what you're talking about, but like the difference between, let's say, the first Infamous and how that was to Infamous Second Son, and how it completely changed, and how the graphics and all that, like, really changed how the game felt and played.
Like a cool one right now that you said, Infamous, I think would be like Ghost of Tsushima. Mm-hmm. Like just looking at Sucker Punch's like history, and like kind of just seeing how exactly they got to Ghost of Tsushima now. You can even like look at how they did trophies and how it changed like throughout all the games and stuff. So
that's a really good idea, actually. Holy shit, we got a gold mine going here.
Yeah, so like just something like that is what I've always thought in my head. It's just those videos takes a long fucking time, and I need to like get good at writing. So
there is a series that an older series Snickle has that I would like to do, and since there's three of us, it'll probably be a little bit easier. Shit that happens in games. I would love to bring that back.
I have one recorded that I have one exported that I never uploaded that I should probably put up. Dude, it's so weird. I don't know if I was talking about this with Waves or Cats or something, but I was like, I literally don't have footage from like anything recently, not because I haven't been recording. Like I always have my Elgato running, but like I have not had crazy shit happen to me.
I've got a shit ton of stuff from when I played Star Wars, so I can.
Oh yeah,
didn't I give you a couple of like submission videos for?
I think you had them up on like,
where like the horse went under the water, but it was still running.
Yeah. And you had some stuff up on Twitter that you had too. It's
the
so
recent
weird.
one I had was from Dangerous Driving when I played it last week. I went around a corner. I was like on a rail, and my car got stuck. And then as soon as I hit off the rail, my car went flying.
Yeah, maybe I am having crazy shit happen, but I'm just not like paying attention enough. I don't know. I feel like I have, I don't have my thing pulled up, but like I have one, and I just feel like I haven't had anything happen to me in like the longest time. When was the last time I uploaded one of those videos? 3 years ago. Jesus Christ.
That's why I said it's like an older one. I'm like, it would be kind of fun to bring back and just put on this channel.
Yeah. And it would, like you said, it would be easier because we're all playing games. I mean, wouldn't be a bad idea.
And we're playing different games too.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. We can just throw shit in, and it doesn't even have to be shit that happens in games. It can be called something else.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, It's definitely there's definitely a lot of things you can do, but I feel like you said, Waves, when it comes to like trophy content, it's kind of hard because it's so narrowed on like what you can do, because you're either going to be uploading guides on how to do something, or you're going to be uploading like entertaining videos on like you getting the platinum or something, you know?
Yeah.
There's no like in between. It's one or the other. So,
which I guess means that it has to be like a nice mix of the two or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But we have plans.
Well,
that's the main topic with us.
Is that all you've been playing, Waves?
Don't you mean Brian, dude? We already talked about what I've been playing.
I didn't even start my games yet.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that all you've been playing, Waves?
Sure, that's all I've been playing.
Nice. Okay. Well, how about you, Brian? What have you been up to?
I got the platinum in Dirt 5 last week.
Nice.
And then they end up putting out DLC last night for it.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Oh well.
That's awful when you like get 100% of the game and then it just gets ruined like a few days later.
Oh, I know. Like, I didn't even know about it, and Stick in the group chat. He's like, "Hey, Dirt 5 DLC." The first words out of my mouth were, "Damn it."
Well, that's how it be sometimes, sadly.
Well, to me, that just means I can add a few more trophies to my list.
True. That is true.
And who knows? Because every time they add DLC doesn't mean somebody's going to go for it, so that makes just that 100% even better.
Did we ever talk about on the podcast that forum post that was going around where people were complaining about how DLC shouldn't be part of your completion?
No, but we can
like
throw that to the end of this podcast.
Yeah, we can talk about that at the end.
Jesus.
That could be the Snickle rant for the week.
We should just look into like the PSNP like discussions.
That's what we should do.
I mean, honestly, if anyone has any stupid, like, I don't go on there daily, but I go on there every once in a while. But if anyone sees any stupid post, you should let us know. I mean, if you want to see me rant daily, just go to my stream.
You don't stream daily.
Not daily, but when I do stream, like, I rant about whatever dumb shit is going on.
Yeah, that's true. And then, yeah, so I got the Dirt 5 Platinum last Thursday, actually, after the podcast. I got up in the morning, turned on my PS5, and just, like, rubber band the controller. And I was just getting ready for work, and I was getting ready to leave. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop this. As soon as I ended the race, my trophy popped. I'm like, oh, well, there we go.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I was like, now I don't got to do this tonight.
That's nice.
Then I got home, and Snickle streamed, and he was playing a really shitty racing game, so I decided to play a fun racing game while he did it, so I started playing Dangerous Driving.
I thought you were going to say I decided to start playing another shitty racing.
No, I played a fun racing game.
Yeah.
Then come to find out they're making Dangerous Driving 2, just don't know when the hell it's coming out.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Dangerous Driving's by, like, the ex-Burnout developers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Three Fields Entertainment, they're now called. So they have Dangerous Driving, Danger Zone 2, Dangerous Golf, which is ultra rare. And me and Snickle talked about that one for a while.
Dangerous Golf.
And then Lethal VR, which came out in 2016.
Never heard of it.
Nope, me either.
The Danger series.
Hell yeah.
Well, you know, you gotta live on the edge sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be dangerous sometimes.
Then I've been on a Rockstar kick since we've been playing Max Payne 3. And so I started playing Bully.
It's a good one.
Hell yeah. And then, of course, I started going through the campaign of Max Payne 3. Snickle helped me get the, what was it? The Dead Man Walking trophy, and I got the M4 trophy done. And so all I got left is the challenge mode, and then all the DLC's done. And then I still gotta start ranking up to level 50 for the online.
Yeah, which comes over time.
Yeah. Other than that, that's what I've been playing. Main focus is going to be Max Payne 3, and so hopefully to get that done. I think once my room and gaming setups all back to normal, that's when I'll really focus on it.
Yeah.
I'll be a little busy this weekend, but who knows? I might play a little. I might be drunk, but I'll be playing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be busy as well.
Nice.
But I won't be home, so rest in peace.
I'll be home, but
I'm gonna go shooting this weekend, so.
ooh.
What?
You know, just Texas things.
Oh yeah, just cowboy things,
Yeah. Well, this week is my birthday, so yeah.
Hey. You know who else's birthday it was the other day?
Cats. So,
Yep.
Happy birthday, Cats. Shout out to you.
Why are all our birthdays so, like, close in proximity?
But we're years apart.
Well, I mean, like...
Well, I'm more years apart than you guys, but yeah.
Because God knew.
Cats is, like... I think I'm, like, 3 years older than... Well, I guess now 4 years older than Cats.
Okay.
And then...
You're an old man.
I'm not you old, though.
I'm the oldest.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Snickle's bald, so that makes him, like, 3
Bruh.
times older.
Damn.
Bro, not even true. Like, that's not even true.
Man, Snickles and... Yeah.
What was that thing Retro said? You a whole ass man.
Oh yeah, well, okay. So like a while back, no one saw my face. The only person who saw my face was like a while back, because it was when Trophy Hunters Gaming was a thing. I don't know if you remember, Waves, but like someone posted a image and it was like it was like a meme about like an esports team, and it was like the Trophy Hunters Gaming esports team, and it was a picture of like, it was like me, it was like Carlos, obviously, me, and then Josh, and someone found like pictures of all of us somehow. And I think at the time I didn't have a Twitter for like Snickle. I still had my personal Twitter, and there was like a picture. I don't know how someone found it, but someone found a picture, but like no one ever saw it. Shit got deleted and no one saw it. So like no one saw my face for like a long ass time. And then right before I started live streaming with a webcam, I think I was in a call with Waves, and
Yeah.
I don't remember how it ended up happening, but I shared my screen of my phone to swipe through like Tinder or something.
Yeah.
And it pulled up my profile with like my picture. And then I think then I was in a call. I think Andrew joined or something, and then Andrew saw it, and then since we were all in a
Andrew
chat
didn't
together,
see. It was just Retro.
Oh, I thought like
I think Andrew was working. Or
oh,
something.
right. So Retro was in the call, and then Retro kept saying like, "That's a whole ass man," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Bro, what are you talking about?" So yeah, and then like a month later, I started streaming with a webcam.
Yeah, because you promised us.
I did promise, and it happened. So I did. I kept my promise.
Got to see that beautiful bald head.
I think I'm the only one that actually has my face on my Twitter page.
Yeah, if I can go very long without people seeing my face, I will be fine with it. I think Snickle's seen it.
I haven't. But
No, I don't think
fine.
Snickle's seen it.
just keep your secrets.
Snickle just knows my actual name.
Yeah, I know Wave's actual name. Because I won't disclose why. But
I got
I know
bamboozled.
I keep Waves. I keep everybody's information. I don't disclose any information without people wanting it disclosed. So your secret.
Nobody
is safe.
knows my real name.
Snickle's selling our information to China.
No, I'm not.
Nobody will ever throw out my real name though.
It's the Booja.
No.
So is that all you've been playing, Brian?
Maybe. Yeah.
Nice.
What about
what
the
have you
icky
been?
snicky?
What have
The
I
Icky
been
Snicky.
playing?
That's gonna be your new PSN game or name. Icky
Hey.
Snicky.
Hey man, that's my name on Discord. That's my if you want to support me on YouTube through membership, that's a level on there, you know.
Well,
Can
you're not
we,
following the rules of the server.
What's that?
Then
Oh,
your name is supposed to be the name of. Well, Waves is breaking that rule too. Never mind.
that's because Waves and
Cats is also-
Waves and I's name goes together in a way.
Yeah, it's from Fairly Odd Parents.
Exactly. But
There's probably a good amount of people here who don't follow that rule.
no,
Yeah.
I mean the main goal behind it really only matters unless like you're boosting games. But like even at that point,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like if someone wants to boost the game, I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, what's your PSN? I'm not gonna be like, hey man, your PSN doesn't match your Discord name. Like you're breaking the rules. I gotta kick you out now. Like I don't give a fuck. Like
All right. Is that even any of our rules?
We should just like open the floodgates and delete all the rules.
I mean,
no,
I don't care.
happens.
I want to keep at least rule
Number 1.
1 and 2.
Now let's just delete
Yeah.
everything. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, you at least get rid of number 3.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I mean, it
No.
doesn't matter at the end of the day. I don't even think people have seen the rules.
No.
Right.
This is like one of those servers people just join and forget that they're in it.
Yeah,
For now.
that's basically what happens. I mean, there's
Mhm.
you could say it's lawless.
Hmm.
We don't really have rules around here, but as long as you're not like being
Sure.
annoying, yeah.
Yeah.
It
We
doesn't-
won't. And yeah. Well, it's not like we're just. I'm not going to start up a new Discord or anything, so. That's the only one I talk to.
But what have I been playing?
Yeah, what have you been playing?
I've been playing. Actually, I guess you could say some good things. So I got the platinum. I got the platinum trophy in Need for Speed shit too, and I'm gonna call it that now because I'm done it. So I'm done the Need for Speed shit series.
Yay!
And you're done with
and-
the Need for Speeds on the PSN 3.
That is true, unless I want to do Rivals.
Do you want to do Rivals?
Well,
Right.
this
let
is
me,
how I
Let me
feel.
change the name of it. The exclusive PS3 Need for
Yes.
Speed.
There you go.
That's true. So, do I want to do Rivals twice? Not really, but my brain thinks in the way of if I'm going to do the stacks of the other versions, then like
Mm-hmm.
I can't exclude Rivals because
Okay.
like
Have you
I
done
want-
any stacks yet?
so I haven't, but like I want to do Most Wanted on the Vita, aka the PSTV. And I'm going to be doing the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remaster at some point because that's like one of my favorite Need for Speed games on the PS3. So, with that being said, like if I'm gonna play those two, like I might as well play Rivals.
I'd say you could at least just get the multiplayer done for Rivals and just finish up your PS4 one.
Yeah, I mean
If you
the
want.
multiplayer, the Rivals multiplayer isn't hard. It takes like 5 minutes. You have to like, you win a race against a friend and then you bust a friend. That's all. That sounded wrong, but yeah.
You would a friend?
According to the game, you bust a friend.
Excuse me?
But yeah, I'm not worried about like them going down anytime soon. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not too worried. But yeah, as Wave said, I am officially done the exclusive PS3 Need for Speed games. So
Hell yeah.
The
it's
best Need for Speeds, really.
yeah, it's kind of crazy that I don't know. It's funny because my brain always thinks like, wow, that's crazy that I did that. But like at the same time, it's not something that I ever like. I always knew that it was like obtainable. So it's not like it was like news to me, but like it still is like it's like a weird concept. I don't know how to explain it, but like I impressed myself, but like at the same time I'm not impressed because like it's nothing special and I knew I could do it. So it's just the fact of like I think I did it is why I'm impressed. So yeah. Right? Or,
So it's,
I should say I got around to it. That's why I'm impressed.
There you go.
the real question we're all bothering right now,
What?
or thinking about right now, Snickle.
What's that?
Is Max Payne 3 going to be your 200th platinum?
Probably. Probably. The funny thing is, I mentioned it in my trophy talk. The funny thing is, it's so unintentional, but it's just funny how life works out, isn't it? Because there's probably people that would try hard to get like Max Payne 3 as like one of their like milestones, and I'm just out here like fucking around and get it because like I don't care about a milestone. So, but yeah, it probably will be because I'm not gonna play anything else until I have it done.
Let's see, there's a part of me that wants you just to flex on a certain rare game and make that your 200th platinum.
I mean, I could, but this is the problem, and this is the biggest flex of them all.
Mm-hmm.
I got too many games that I can flex on people with, so like, how do I pick the flexiest one? Like,
I already know the flexiest one.
You have to pick one that everybody knows.
What,
and one that
Africa?
costs a lot.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, like, this hasn't been disclosed yet, but I'm going to disclose it now. Like, I could flex on people with the Ride to Hell Retribution DLC, too. Like, I just got flexes on flexes right now when it comes to trophies. But, like...
No, but there's a certain flex that you can do.
But, like,
that me and Waves know you should do.
But, like, this is the thing, right? Like, I could flex with Africa. I could flex with Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage, like, 1 or 2. I could flex with El Chavo Kart. Like, there's so many games that I could flex on people with number 200. Like, but where do I stand with the flexing? Like,
you put up a poll.
No, then you start being someone else, you know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Waves and I sat down one night and I made I'm trying to find it. I made an Excel file of like my PS3 games. I went downstairs, I listed all my PS3 games because I wanted to figure out if I like need a DLC for them or whatever. So as I did, and I wanted to figure out like which ones I needed to buy. Wait, maybe I didn't do it here. Hold on. It's in my old one. So I made a list of like all of the games that like I owned and all of them that had like DLC and stuff for like PS3. So then I went to my old games list, which is like a big one, and I went through, and one night Waves and I just sat there and I literally went down the list of like my most expensive games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we started with all of them, and then I was like, this is taking too long because I have like, I don't even know how many games I have. Too many PS3 games. So I just went through like the expensive ones. I'm looking through right now. I think Africa may be the most expensive.
Did you have a game that was more expensive than Africa?
I'm looking right now. I don't see any. Africa was going for like $300 and something. So I feel like it is like the biggest flex money wise. But anyway, I didn't do a majority. The point I was trying to get at was I didn't do a lot of my games, and then I totaled them up, and the total for them, like if I was to sell the ones that I did, which was only 94 of them,
mm-hmm.
My total secondhand was $2,500.
Damn.
So, yeah. That put that into perspective. But, like, I'm just looking through right now. I think Africa was, like, the most expensive one. Like, oh, my God, dude. I'm just looking. Like, there's some of these are crazy. Like, Dynasty Warriors Gundam 1 and 2, or if you want to buy both of them, is, like, $100 and some odd dollars. Just fucking crazy. I wonder if the prices went down because the PlayStation Store isn't actually shutting down.
Well, it started going up after they announced that it wasn't going to shut down. So I don't think it's because of that. I think people are just having nostalgia for the PS3 right now. So
yeah,
hey, keep it going. it needs to go on forever. But yeah, I think to get back to your question, Waves, I think unintentionally I am going to get Max Payne 3 as my 200th. Which again, it's just funny how life works out sometimes when it's not planned. But yeah, I got the plat in Shift 2, and then the rest of my time I've been working on Max Payne 3. So we finished up we basically finished up all the multiplayer, which consisted of getting the M4 to level 10, which didn't take that long. Didn't take as long as I thought it would take. And then we did the Dead Man Walking trophy, which is basically like COD Zombies, except with you're playing as Max and Passos, and you're playing against like real people, like gang members. And then the other thing that I've been doing in Max Payne 3 was I played through one playthrough on medium difficulty with soft lock because I didn't want to unlock any of the random trophies because I want to make guides.
Okay.
And I basically played through that in like it says it took me 3 days, but it was probably more like 2 days, like 2 sessions of playing. Because I played on Saturday, but I played for like an hour or two. Like, it really wasn't a lot. But yeah, I played through, finished that up, and then now the reason I did that was because I wanted to unlock the challenge mode. So now I'm playing through the challenge mode. So my goal is going to be to finish the challenge mode, which I believe I'm about halfway done right now. And then once I finish the challenge mode, I'm going to get to grinding for the level 50, which I'm going to switch between playing through the challenge mode, like the self-grinding way, and then possibly like doing the way that Cats and I were doing earlier, which is like getting headshots in like open lobbies. But like that shit was a headache because random people would join it. It was driving me crazy. But yeah, that's my goal with Max Payne 3. And then after I get the level 50, I'm obviously going to go back and try to get the platinum. From what I understand, I'm going to have to play the game a lot more times because I played through the first time on medium. And if I had known this before, I would have not played through on medium, but whatever. But basically, if you play through, you have to play through on hard to unlock hardcore or something like that. So I kind of fucked myself because now I need to play through again in order to unlock like some of the other trophies where I could have played through on hard and got medium. So
you got to learn the levels anyway. So.
Yeah, but like it's also like your priority was unlocking that challenge mode as fast as possible. So
right.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I was even going to play on like easy just to get through as fast as possible. But like Brian said, like, well, Brian and Waves, like, yes, as Brian said, I wanted to play. You're going to have to play and learn shit anyway. But like Wave said, I wanted to get through as fast as possible to get the challenge mode unlocked. So whenever it's going to be challenge mode, leveling, and then after that playback, or I'll probably do chapter select to get like all the random trophies with free aim. And then I'll play back through on hard on free aim and do all the collectibles. And then after that, I'll be doing whatever other playthroughs I need to do, which will be like old school hardcore, New York Minute, and then New York Minute hardcore. So.
And then after you're done with Max Payne 3, you're gonna go finish up the PS4 one, right? So you can have the Max Payne series done.
I mean, I could, because it would take like an hour, honestly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I might. If I do that, like, I might as well play Twisted Metal Black while I'm at it. And just get the Max Payne and Twisted Metal series done. But what I might do is I may play, well, the game I'm going to play after is going to be GTA 5, but what I might do is I might do GTA 5, and then after GTA 5, go do, like, Max Payne and Twisted Metal Black. Just so I can try to get GTA 5 done as fast as possible. And then after that, Brian and I get into the fun games.
Yes.
What you've all been waiting for.
Well, I don't know if I should say fun, because the first one sounds like it's going to be quite the experience, but I guess
the ones after that I'm more hyped for. But we gotta get the first one done first, though.
You guys will probably laugh at us for what we're gonna play, but you know, it is what it is.
I'm actually getting really excited to play some baseball again, though. Soon.
Yeah, we haven't played in a while.
Yeah.
that Predator game is free next month. So, like, if y'all want to do that, I'm down to do that.
Fucking A, yeah, we could use more people for that. You're gonna do Friday the 13th with us, right?
Yeah, I'll do it with y'all. Why not?
We need 8 people, but the game that I'm kind of really excited to play, which actually like just came out, is that new Aliens game.
Oh, the fire team?
Yeah, the fire team. Like, I'm actually, even though I don't know when we'll get around to it, like it seems kind of cool.
Like, I don't have any of the Alien games on my list, and if I do that, there's 2 PS3 Alien games that I would have to do if I want to do the series.
Well, so this is what I'll tell you. So AVP, is AVP even obtainable still?
Didn't they shut it down?
I thought they did, but maybe I'm thinking
can't you
about
do like
else.
something with like proxy servers or something like that?
Yeah, hold on. I need to look this up. So 10 ranked matches and deathmatch. Okay, people are still earning it. So it's probably still up. So this is what I'll tell you about AVP. Even though people talk about AVP being a hard game, it's not. The hardest thing about AVP is finding enough people to play with and finding a proxy server to get XP. Other than that, like, it's easy because one of the trophies requires you to play with 6 friends in a ranked match. Okay. So you have to find people. Now, I can log in. I think I only have 1 copy of the game, so I can only do it. I think Cats owns it. But, like, yeah, if you can find 6 people just to get that trophy, like, it's easy. And then for, like, Colonial Marines, like, same thing. Like, Colonial Marines is easy. I think you just need, like, 4 people to, like, boot. Because you basically have to do, if I remember correctly, fuck. I'm so all over the place with these trophies. Because I played through the campaign on co-op because Andrew and Retro wanted to, and I almost killed Retro playing through because he would not listen. You have to earn like you have to do like all the challenges or something like that. Yeah, complete an entire challenge category online, I think. Which like isn't bad, but like if I remember correctly, it was like a lot of playing. But it's not awful. And then clearly like Alien Isolation is a phenomenal game. Like absolutely phenomenal. And then this new Aliens Fireteam game looks kind of cool. So
it's by the same people who made the Predator game, right?
By Cold Iron Studios, who didn't make anything else.
No, they didn't make anything else. No. The people that made a Predator game made Friday the 13th.
The people who published it is Focus Home Interactive, and they published like Hood.
I played Tale Innocence, Greed
SnowRunner,
Fall.
World War Z.
You know what's weird? So like on PSNP, Aliens vs. Predator is not listed on the Aliens franchise, but it's listed on the Predator franchise.
Yeah, I don't know why. It should be listed on both. I don't know who makes the what's it called? The categories, but
yeah, well, they still don't listen to us because our boy still don't have his own category for all his games on.
Well, they said to upload something, and I DM'd him, and I don't know. I'll have to DM him again and see what's going on. Oh wait, he does. Treefall Studios. He has a developer thing.
Oh, nice.
But it only has 2 games in it, so that needs to be updated. But all right, well, yeah. If that's what you if you want to get those, Brian, like I've done both of them, so I can kind of help in a way. Not sure how much, but yeah.
I'll have to think about that, but I do agree with you. I do want to do the Alien Isolation and Aliens Fire team.
Yeah, the only cool thing about AVP is you get to play as like everything in the game, which is kind of cool. And there's like 2 different campaigns, which is kind of cool. I think there's 2 different campaigns, so it's like actually kind of an interesting game. But
like I own Aliens Colonial Marines on disc. I picked it up for like $3 at GameStop one day.
Yeah, that game's broken, but it's fun. Like it's shit, but it's fun. Kind of weird to explain, but yeah, it is fun.
had a teacher who worked on that game.
Huh.
Yeah, you did. I forgot about that. And he didn't he like shit on it or something?
Yeah, he was like, it was fucking awful. He worked on the DLC also.
Nice.
So. I think he knows a guy who like fucked up on the semicolon or whatever.
I can't believe that that's the
Famous.
one thing that ruined that game.
That just shows you how like fragile video games are.
True.
One small thing can just ruin it.
That is true. That's very true.
So I'm on eBay looking at Alien vs Predator, you know,
Yeah.
and they had like a different case with just the alien on it with the xenomorph, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool cover.
For AVP?
Yeah, I think it's a steelbook. Oh, it is a steelbook.
Oh, that's actually interesting.
How much is it? I mean,
50.
I'd be down to do it with y'all. Also, I'd have to buy it, so
Like,
I'd have to wait for a little bit. But
I'll send you guys the. Can I send you guys the link?
AVP was one of those games where, like, when I was collecting when I would go around and collect games, like, it was one that, like, when I saw it, I was like, God damn, like, how the fuck did I find this kind of thing? So,
Right here.
yeah, I always saw it at GameStop. I just never picked it up.
There you guys go. I might order that because
That
that
does
is
look cool.
That's a cool ass fucking steelbook.
I'd be down to do AVP and Colonial Marines. I know AVP might be more of a pain because of the whole proxy server thing. But
Well,
it's not that bad. It's not as bad as people make it out to be.
God damn it! I'm ordering this.
All right, well,
Add to cart.
that's all I've been playing. That's all I've been playing.
1 hour in.
1 hour in. Yeah. All right. Well, have you guys picked any games up?
Yeah, actually.
Let's hear it.
I picked up Alien vs Predator Steelbook Edition just now.
Nice.
Bully, Dangerous Driving, and I pre-ordered Death Stranding Director's Cut.
Nice.
I picked up the Homie Eli's game.
Oh, that one too.
I forget what it's called.
The new one,
Pot?
or not the new one, but
Pitter Pot? Is that what it's called?
I think it's called.
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up. I need to pick it up to support the homie.
Fake fan.
Nah, bro.
And then outside of PlayStation, I picked up No More Heroes 3 on the Switch. So
what is that? What is that game?
it's you know the guy who made Shadows of the Damned and Lollipop Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his new game.
Oh, okay.
Came
Nice.
out like a few days ago. So
Nice.
game is dank as fuck. That's all I got to say.
Well, that's good to hear. I picked up nothing.
Oh,
Surprise. Yeah, I didn't pick anything up. At least I don't think I did. Let me double check. I only be buying shit off Amazon now, so let's see. No, I didn't pick anything up. Nothing. Nothing for me.
The first ever.
Yeah, I've been I don't know. I've been so focused on like finishing these games that are going down, and then like a few like PS4 games and stuff and everything that like I haven't been interested in buying anything, because like I'm actually like I'm glad that I'm doing these games that are going down, because I would have had to at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm really like kind of excited to get into like my PS3 backlog of like finishing up games that I've done the multiplayer for. Like I'm kind of like antsy to get into it, but the time will come.
Finish up SOCOM 4.
Dude, I brought it upstairs to do it. It was going to be the first. I was literally about to do SOCOM 4 before all the Need for Speed stuff went down or happened. Like I brought it up and I put it in and I installed the update and everything, and I loaded the game up and I realized that I didn't have my save from before, which sucked. but it didn't matter because like all I did was beat the game. So all I got to do is just play through the game and do all the collectibles and everything. And then all the Need for Speed stuff happened, and I was like, "Oh Jesus, man! Like, way to suppress my happiness."
EA and Rockstar really were like, "Nah, fuck your feelings."
No, I mean I've always said it. Like the server shutdowns suck, but it's a blessing in disguise because I've been wanting to do GTA 5 for the longest time on the PS3, and I just never did because I didn't feel like it. And like same thing with Max Payne 3. I've always wanted to do it, but never had like there was no reason for me to play it, right? Like what am I gonna play it? Because the only reason I would have played it was because if anyone was like, "Hey, I want to do the multiplayer," I'd have been like, "Okay." But yeah. And then same thing with like the Need for Speeds. Like I always knew I could do shit because like didn't really have online and shit too. I basically already did the online other than the one King of the Hill trophy. So like I wasn't worried about it and like the runs Waves and I did. So like wasn't worried about doing any of them. It was just the fact of like getting around to it at some point, but you know, it's nice to have them done.
Oh show.
But yeah, I picked nothing up. So all right, let's get on to my favorite topic here, which is the server shutdowns, which there's actually I think one new one. So whoever is doing the server shutdowns, they're keeping up with it, so that's cool. Rest in peace. Need for Speeds are down, I think. Funny story. I don't know if you were awake last night, Waves, when this happened, but apparently the run is like unplayable unless you're disconnected from the internet.
Really?
Like you can't even play the single player unless you disconnect from the internet because the
Damn.
auto log like fucks up. So that's kind of funny.
Bruh.
So basically, whenever you get around to doing your challenges, Waves, just remember you need to disconnect from the internet, earn your trophies, and then reconnect. Because apparently, since the auto log is like integrated with the whole game, like it just fucks everything up. I don't know how shit 1 and shit 2 are, but the run is working that way. So, yeah. Rest in peace to the Need for Speed games. The Ned for Speds on the PS3, they went down 3 days ago. So, get them the fuck out of here. That's all I can say. On September 15th, FIFA 15 is going down on the PS3, PS4. On September 16th, Max Payne 3 is going down. Also, September 16th, the shark card purchases for GTA 5 on the PS3 will be getting delisted, so go buy your money if you want to. I think this is actually new. September 26th, WWE 2K20 is going down on the PS4. September 30th, PES 2020 is going down on the PS4. November 17th, the Stranger Things DLC will be getting delisted for Dead by Daylight, which is affecting Dead by Daylight additional chapters on the PS4 and obviously the Dead by Daylight whole list on the PS5. But apparently, the trophies are going to get replaced to generic ones.
That's stupid.
This is a discussion that I could have. Maybe we could talk about it at the end of the podcast because we need stuff to talk about if we need stuff to talk about. But the whole changing of trophy things is something that I completely disagree with. Like, it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine you're playing Battlefield Hardline and you get the 10,000 kills for each thing, and then like EA or DICE comes out and they're like, "Hey guys, we actually had a typo. Instead of 10,000, we meant to put 1,000." Like, it's so fucking disheartening to put that much time in to do something, and then they're just like, "Oopsies, our bad."
I mean, I kind of get it with Dead by Daylight though, because it's like a games as a service, so it's not like it's shutting down like tomorrow. Like Battlefield Hardline could shut down any day right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like Dead by Daylight, like they're obviously gonna still be making shit for it for at least a couple more years.
Yeah, but like to replace the DLC trophies because like it's being delisted, like at that point, then do you replace every single DLC trophy that gets delisted? Like what about Dirt 3? Like DLC's delisted, do you just replace it with like generic trophies? Like I just feel like it's kind of like,
Well, yeah, but you get what I mean though, like right, like
Yeah.
that game's old now, and by the time it got delisted, like nobody was playing on that game anymore, right? There's still people playing Dead by Daylight as we speak right now.
But I guess what I'm trying to get at is like if you're playing the game, then you should have that stuff done. Kind of. And like if you've waited that long, I almost take the stance of like the Crisis 2. Like you've had 7 years or whatever to play this. Like I don't know how long that DLC's been out for, but like you've had this long to do this. Like I mean, I get changing it, right? If it's getting delisted, I get both sides. I get changing it because if someone new is coming in, you want to still be able to get everything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you change it to like generic things where you still have to achieve the same thing, but not with the characters. Like I have no idea what the trophies are. I didn't look at them. I could care less about Dead by Daylight. But like, I don't know. I look at it with like, if you take like Dirt 3, for instance, if you were to just replace the Dirt 3 trophies with just like generic things that still made you do the same thing, I think that would be acceptable.
So like I get I get like why Dirt 3 can't anymore, right? And I get why Crisis 2 couldn't when it went down, right? That's because those games had already been out for a long time and there's no active development on it, right? With Dead by Daylight, it's different because this game is still a game with new concurrent players, and it's still going to have active development for the next few years.
Yeah.
So I understand why. Like I'm fine with this. I'm not fine with them going back to like Resistance 2, and then being like, oh, all you guys who suffered doing the multiplayer before it went down, fuck y'all, and we're just gonna pop all the trophies for everyone who plays the new game now. Like I'm like, no, you shouldn't do that. But like with this, I think it's completely fine because it's not like Dead by Daylight's going to shut down tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I agree with that, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is they should replace them with trophies that you have to do similar things. So like, because even though it's an active game that's still played, if you make the trophies easier, then what about the people that have already earned them? I'm looking at like Dirt 3, right? So there's trophies in Dirt 3, for instance. First DLC pack, the first trophy I see. Drive all the cars from this DLC pack. If they were just to replace that trophy with like drive like this and this car from the base game, and it was like the same number, like you still have to do the same amount of races and do the same stuff. But like I get not changing things that like are not actively being developed, but at the same time, like who even developed Dead by Daylight? Whoever developed it, like how are you guys actively developing a game and you didn't make a contract that was going to go out for long enough of your like development time for unless it was just like absurdly like too expensive. But like it's just that confuses me too. It's almost like you're saying like, well, we anticipate our game to be 5 years long, but we're only going to sign a contract for the Stranger Things DLC or IP for 1 year. And it's like, well, okay, but like why wouldn't you just sign it for like the time that you think your game is going to be active? Because it's a selling point for your game. I'm just looking at
probably didn't know the game was like gonna be for that long. Also, I don't know.
I'm looking at the trophies for the Stranger Things, and it's like in a public match, close the hatch 30 times. Like I don't even know what unless they already changed these.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's also not like people who got the trophies have to get these new ones again, anyways. So it's not like they have to do extra work for it.
Because this was their 13th DLC pack for Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, if you already earned it, like, good. But, like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, like, it should still be the same amount of whatever you need to do in order to earn it, just through a different means of method, because then it discredits the trophy. And, like, mainly, I mean, this can be a topic we talk about at the end, but, like, I mainly think about games like Rainbow Six Siege that completely change its trophy list through the time, and it discredits things that people have done earlier in the game to get trophies. And or made them harder, like in a way, and it's just like it's not fair, but it doesn't matter because they're just notifications. So
well, it's just something I guess we're gonna have to, like, I don't know if cope is the right word, but just something we're gonna have to deal with as games as a service like becomes more prevalent. Because if we just get like the base Siege like trophy list and look at how Siege is now, like some of those stuff is not even possible anymore because some of those maps don't even spawn. I mean, don't even show up in the selection anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
And some of the characters just have completely new tool sets and stuff. So then that's just like a bunch of people not wanting to. Well, it's probably not a bunch of people not wanting to play because of trophies, but a good amount of people that aren't going to want to play because they can't get the platinum anymore while the game is still like actively being made. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny 2 did something similar because it had trophies in the base game that were like, there was one where it was, I forget what the PvP mode was, but like you had to basically like win the PvP mode to get the trophy or something. And they changed it. I'm looking at it now, and they changed it to like, you just have to encounter an Agent of the Nine somewhere in the system, which is something, again, you do weekly. It's Xur. And then they changed the
something
one
also.
raid. They changed the raid trophy to where it used to be you just had to complete the Leviathan raid on the prestige difficulty or something like that was the trophy because it's called the prestige. And there was also another one where you just had to complete the Leviathan raid itself one time. Apparently they took the whole Leviathan raid out of the game, which I don't know why you're taking content away. And now the trophies are the same name, but now for the one where you had to just beat the Leviathan raid, you now have to complete a Nightfall Strike on the master difficulty. And the other one where you had to beat the prestige raid, you now have to complete a Nightfall on a Grandmaster difficulty. And apparently it takes like a ridiculous amount. So that's like the opposite of like discrediting. That's almost like making your shit so much harder for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I get changing like trophies and achievements over time to still make them achievable, especially as your game is evolving. But I don't think it should change like the difficulty of like you shouldn't be changing the architecture of like what the trophy was originally. Like if the trophy originally was get 100 kills with this character in Siege, and like that character goes away, then you just replace it with another character that's now added. You don't say like get 100 kills with this character and then you change it to another character and you say get 1,000 kills with this character, or like change it to something that's like way more difficult or way easier. But again, I don't think it matters at the end of the day because they're notifications, and these companies, these developers, don't matter how hard they make it. But yeah,
I don't think they care.
No, they don't.
I feel like most developers don't care about trophies, but
no, they don't. They'll just change it to whatever the fuck they want to change it to. But regardless,
so I think these are still the normal trophies
in Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I think they are.
Because doesn't it go down? Yeah, so it goes away on 17th of November, so we'll have to wait and see until then. But it's Dead by Daylight. I can't see it being that difficult. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see.
If that game was boostable, I would play it. Like, yeah, let's get it, but no.
Yeah, I would too, but it's hard. So yeah, November 17th is that. So I guess go get that done now, or you can risk a generic trophy that could be easier or harder. It's kind of up to you. Then on December 8th, Hardware Rivals is going down. If you're going for that, I'm blessing you right now. December 16th, Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS3 is going down. I don't know if this is true because it's just generic. But December 31st, NBA 2K20 is going down. February 22nd, One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows is going down, but it has no online trophies. March 1st, WWE 2K19 is going down, which is confusing me because September 26th, WWE 2K20 is going down, but then, 6 months later, the game that came out before is going down. So I don't know what 2K's doing over there, or Take-Two, but someone got to have their numbers mixed up. They must have forgot that 19 comes before 20. And then the reason I'm going this far is because there was a new release on May 31st of 2022. MGS5 on the PS3 will be going down. So get it done if you want to.
always forget that game came out on the PS3.
Yeah, there was people in stream the other night that were asking me, like, are you going to do MGS5 on the PS3? And I was like, bro, I'm probably barely going to play it on the PS4. Like, that's a fucking chunky-ass platinum doing it one time.
You got enough time, Snickle.
Nah, I don't
You
have
do
enough.
it. We believe in you.
Bro, I don't
We
have
all
enough
we
time.
all of us here at Rogue Hunters know that the PS3 is your favorite platform,
Yeah, but I will not
Mhm.
and
play.
I'm sure you would enjoy to play Metal Gear Solid 5 on the PS3.
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
See, still, you should notice by now, you do all the PS3 games, I always start a new account, and Waze plays all the Japanese games. That's how this goes.
Yeah.
True. That is the framework of the Rogue Hunters mantra.
Hey, my account's almost a year old. Be proud of me.
I am.
We're very
And
proud of it.
you know the famous line of it's somebody's favorite game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my life except with the PS3.
I believe it.
Somebody's-
The
Somebody's
PS3
favorite console.
it's my favorite console.
I'm sorry it's your favorite console.
The PS5, fuck that. The PS3 is superior. I have a PS3 and a PS2. That means I got a PS5 because I put them together. Quick math.
You also own a PS5.
That is true too. It
Well,
has
that's
been
how he
turned
got
on
it.
2 times
That's how he got it. He fused it together
with
with the
with
2
the power
and the 3.
with the power of family. Anything is possible.
Well, that's why
Alright.
you're playing a game that a guy has no family and Max Payne.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, have you guys played the game?
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing through it.
I'll play through it this weekend. So.
I'm on chapter 7 right now.
Which one's that?
When he's going through Brazil, like in the slums.
Oh, you haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, don't worry. You'll get to the part. There is part where the family comes in, and it's kind of, well, it's interesting.
I've only
Okay.
played Max Payne 1 and 2, which please bring 2 to PS4 or something, please.
Right, we need the series.
2 is so good.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't. I feel like there was something going around that they were going to, but they didn't. But I will say with Max Payne 3, like, it's a good game, but
I'm
That
having fun
fucking-
with it, actually.
that fucking narrative be hopping all over the place because you be
Oh, hell
you be
yeah.
playing in modern day, and then they hop back to like before, and then they hop back to modern day, then they like hop back to like another time. It's interesting because like typically when you play a game, like when someone's like, remember what happened in Panama, like that's all they say, but this game will be like, remember that time in Panama, and then you go back and play the mission so that like you know what they're talking about. So I mean, it's
Mhm.
interesting, but there is like you kind of have to pay attention because you do a lot of hopping around, and if you don't pay attention, you're really going to be confused.
Which is easy for me because I get confused sometimes pretty easily.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
But-
I think like the one time I played a little bit of the story, I remember the hopping around a lot. But other than that, I don't know much about the game.
dude, it's a fun game. I've been playing through the challenge mode, and like the more I play it, the more fun I have. Like when I first started playing it, I was like, like it's fun. Like it's just a third person shooter. Like it's cool to have like the shoot dodge and everything, but like it's just, traditional. But like as I play through more and more, I'm like, this shit kind of fun. Like the shoot dodging is like something that you don't experience in any game. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's more fun as you play it, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll hit a wall while I think the opposite, but like as of now, like I'm having fun playing it.
Exactly. Once you do New York Minute, it's probably going to be like, okay, I hate this fucking game now.
Yeah, that's
And
what
2
Katz
is
has been
even
telling
better.
me. 2 is better?
2 was probably... I love 2. 2 is probably better. I don't know.
Well, there was a thing going around that Rockstar was going to bring, at least they like trademarked or something. I don't know what they did. They did something legally with like Max Payne 2. There was 3 games, I think. Well, 4 games technically. It was Max Payne 2, Midnight Club 3, and then Grand Theft Auto Stories from Liberty City and Stories from Vice City. Like all 4 of those games were basically, there was some legal thing going around, and people were speculating that they were going to do PS2 to PS4 on them, which would make sense because those are literally like 4 great games. Why they didn't do that, I have no idea, but
Probably because Sony gave up on the whole PS2 on PS4 thing.
I don't know if Sony gave up or like the developers did because they weren't selling well, but like I don't know. like the Grand Theft Auto trilogy is always on sale, but like everybody plays it. So, and I feel like porting a game doesn't take that much. As long as you're a company that exists, I feel like it can't be that much of an expense to port a game and then release it on PS4.
Right.
Well, because like Sony hasn't put like a bunch of their games that they've already like even remastered on there, like the whole God of War trilogy, like 1 and 2, and even the PSP ones, like they're not on there. The Ratchet and Clank games aren't on there. The only ones is like the Jack ones. Sly Cooper games aren't on there.
But I wonder if Sony has the mindset of like, we didn't do it because we already released them on the PS3.
Then why'd they release Jack?
I don't know.
Right.
Because they were doing Jack X Racing. And they were like, oh, we did Jack X Racing, we got to do the other ones. I don't know.
That's pretty stupid, because like the whole point was like, because you couldn't play them on the PS4, right? Because the PS3 is not, I mean, the 4 wasn't backwards compatible with the 3.
Yep.
So
I don't know, maybe they're offered through PS. I don't know. There's got to be some reasoning behind it, but like, I don't know. There's speculations of, you know, Grand Theft Auto, basically the Grand Theft Auto trilogy being like remade by Rockstar. I don't know how much that is to be true, but like, with how slow Rockstar develops their games now, like, I'm not saying they develop bad games, but like, can we get some filler content in between? Because like, y'all be taking your, like, I could literally die and be rebirthed by the time the next Rockstar game's coming out. So
I don't know
You're
if
not
Rockstar's gonna be as good anymore now that what's his face left, Dan Houser or whatever.
didn't like Leslie whatever leave too?
Yeah,
Yeah, they had a few like good people leave. Well, I
they're
guess
probably
we'll
not
find
gonna make
out.
real games anymore. So
Maybe that's why they're
Guess we'll
going to the remaster train.
they're gonna make GTA 6 a live service multiplayer game.
Oh, I heard that. I fucking heard that. You know what? It goes down to this. It's the same thing as I feel like with Assassin's Creed. Like, honestly, if GTA was a live service game, if GTA 6 was basically GTA Online and it was toned down a little bit, I feel like it could be a fun experience. But then again, it's not GTA. So, like, I don't know. It's a weird... I didn't like how GTA 5 had the multiple characters, so whatever the new one is, I hope they go back to one character, but if it's a live service, maybe they'll do a live service where they... I don't think we'll ever see a GTA or a Red Dead or, like... I don't think we'll ever see a Rockstar single-player DLC ever again. I think those days are gone.
Which makes me sad.
So if they do a live service game, it's going to be based around multiplayer. Because when I think of, like, live service, I do think of multiplayer, but I've actually been having a change of mind with, like, the new Assassin's Creed that they're talking about being a live service. And I don't know how that would work with it other than being what Waves kind of brought up, where it's, like, if it's DLC if it's basically they put one game out and they kind of update it as they go along, like, every 6 months or a year, they add, like, a big-ass DLC that is basically a new game, if they're going to consider that a live service. I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Only
entering uncharted water there. So.
Yeah, and only time will tell what they end up doing, but maybe
You can't really think of a live service single player game unless like Genshin counts, but I don't know if that would count.
Yeah, I mean, it could be these type of games, if that's what they end up going for, they could be a pivot in like gaming as we see it, but I don't know. Only time will tell. But yeah, those are the servers that are being shut down. Well, good old hour and a half in. We can get into
That's
that.
so us.
Yeah, we can get in. We've went off course like 3 times or 4 times, so it's typical. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. I'm gonna let Waves take this one away because he's the one who found this article. So, take it away, Waves. You can drop the bomb and go along with it.
This is currently just a rumor right now, so take it with a big ass grain of salt. But apparently Sony is making like a studio in Japan and their main goal is going to be trying to make games like Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Devil May Cry, or Metal Gear. And it's supposed to be like a bunch of developers from Capcom, Konami, Square Enix, just a bunch of people from there that either got laid off in Konami's like big restructuring, or just people who left Capcom and Square Enix and stuff like that. So I guess it's just Sony's like plot to make more IPs for themselves. If this is true, this is dank, in my opinion.
Oh hell yeah!
Resident Evil's badass, Monster Hunter badass, Devil May Cry badass, and Metal Gear badass. So like, I hope it's true, because I'm really wanting to. I really want this to be true. So the guy says here that Sony is in the process of building an entirely new studio in Japan to work on big budget AAA games. Essentially, this studio is in the same vein as Microsoft's Initiative, and apparently Sony wants this studio to make big hits that are both successful in Japan and as well in the West.
Oh, I hope this is true. I really hope this is true.
I mean, they kind of, I don't want to say like they have to, but like it's almost like they have to, because I keep seeing stuff now about like, which I don't think it's true, but people keep talking about, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be Xbox only. And I know we've talked about it in the past of like, if that's true, Sony needs to come up with some sort of alternative.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this isn't like a shot at that, but I feel like this is like, this could offer something very interesting.
I feel like one of Sony's like strongest pillars has always been its like acceptance of Japanese like developed games.
Mm-hmm.
Like Devil May Cry was a PlayStation 2 exclusive for the longest time. Final Fantasy was a PlayStation exclusive up until the PS3. Even on the PS3, Japan studio was just cranking out games left and right. So, and I think that's something that they've like lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like now it's all just like these Western games, which nothing wrong with them, but it's just Western games, and Sony just kind of lost that pillar of what they had.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this would be great for them. And then Xbox has just been throwing money to like get all these Japanese developers to stop making games just for PlayStation, because like they stole Yakuza from them. Back on the 360 and PS3, they stole Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy from Sony. Not even to make them exclusive, just to make them third-party developers. So like, that's something that I feel like Sony has lost a lot on the PS5, and it's also like a lot of their Western developers are just making the same game. And that's something that's like, I can say for sure the Japanese side of the industry is not doing. They're all making different types of games. So yeah.
Well, it's exciting. It definitely is exciting.
Yeah, I think the guy who leaked this is the same guy who leaked the Housemarque acquisition or something like that.
Sure so.
So there's proof to this. But
Yeah,
I mean,
or he has some credibility, at least to his
credibility,
name.
yeah. But you know, big ass grain of salt.
Yeah. It ain't true until it's officially announced by Sony.
True. Very true. Well,
But yeah, hopefully something really good comes from this.
it's definitely gonna be something that we'll have to keep an eye on as time goes on, because it can definitely be a game changer, as they would say.
Definitely.
All right. Well, let's get into our next topic here.
Hell yeah.
I don't
This
know.
one's more of a funny one than anything for us.
I don't know if you want to take this one, Brian.
Yeah, I would. This happened in Germany, I believe. Some man invaded, like, the show looks like it's like a version of, what's that? I don't know. There's like money in a briefcase. I don't know what's called.
Price
But,
is Right.
Fuck.
yeah,
No deal or no deal.
Yeah,
there
deal,
it is.
deal.
It kind of looks
Yeah.
like that. I don't really know. I'm just like how the video was. But this dude comes on stage, and he demands, and I quote, "I wish you a beautiful day. My name is Asa. What I want to know is where the hell is GTA 6? I have been waiting 8 years for GTA 6.
Bro, these people with this shit are wild.
This is like on a live game show too, like live TV, and he did this.
I don't. So, I mean, you guys have definitely been around the block too, but like, why is it always with GTA that this stupid shit happens?
Because
I
it's the
don't know.
meme, you know?
Right.
It's all about the meme now. Soon we're gonna get to a point where we don't know if it's crack that's making them do it or the meme.
Or bath salts.
Or bath salts.
It's just like the wacky, yeah, bath salts. Just like the wacky shit, and like the thing is like, it's not even a thing in like real life. Like, well, I guess yeah, real life, but like, people like this is like a thing that happens on like YouTube where like people will just say like the dumbest shit over like GTA, and it's like, bro, like, can we calm down for like a second? Like,
I found it funny. I'm like, okay, because the way I look up topics, I'll do Google searches or find if I see anything on my Twitter. I found this on a Google search, and I'm like, all right, we would get a crack at this, and we could just make fun of this guy.
well,
I wonder.
he needs help.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
This just goes to show, you know, like, Rockstar's taking too long to make games. Oh my god, that video is so loud. Okay.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, I'm watching it, but I don't understand the damn thing they're saying.
Yeah, it's in
I mean-
German, and I speak a little bit of German, and I had trouble understanding it.
I mean, they definitely take too long to make games, but like, it's not a bad thing. Like, they definitely make good games,
Mm-hmm.
but like, I don't know. It's just like so. I don't know why. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of things about like Rockstar that I don't understand. Like, why every time they put a game out, it has to have some new engine. Like, I've never understood that about them. Like,
Right.
Well, I just feel like
why do
Why
you
do
have
they
to
have to-
develop some whole new ass engine for some game? Like, come on now.
why do you have to put so much like I understand like we like our games looking pretty and stuff, but like the horse balls retracting in the winter. Like,
Right.
do we really
didn't need that shit.
You know?
I still find it funny that like someone's job was to go and study that and then model it.
And animate it,
Yeah, code it and model it and animate it. Like,
rig it.
and someone put that on their timesheet. Went to look at horse balls, shrink and unshrink. Like,
Imagine going to a farm and asking that shit.
well, it's like Wave said, like, some of the detail is definitely cool, but like that we could have gone without. Like, I don't think anyone would have loaded up, you know, Red Dead 2 and been like, hey, this is a shit game. When it gets cold out, my horse's balls don't shrivel up. It's never been a thing in a game before. Like, why would you worry about that now? Like,
Because he wanted to be the first.
I mean,
I feel like there's
yeah.
so many I feel like there's so many things in games now where they put so much detail into it and no one really notices it. It's like I remember seeing this thing on Twitter where where they were comparing Halo Infinite to like Uncharted 2 or something, and like you couldn't destroy the pots like into segments like you could in Uncharted 2. It's like what are you doing? Like, why does this matter?
Well, that
This
was a
doesn't
thing.
matter at all.
That was a thing that was a discussion in like what was it, Back for Blood, like when that beta came out or whatever.
Oh
and,
yeah, where you couldn't. Yeah.
And that guy was bitching because he was like, "Oh, I shoot the light and the light doesn't explode. Like I throw a grenade at the ground and the ground doesn't even have damage on it." And it's like, bro, like every game doesn't need to be
Hyper realistic.
yeah, hyper realistic. Like that's not the point of like every game. Like, calm down.
Like, that's the shit that's making everything take so fucking long to make now. Because, like, because of dumbass people like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, calm the fuck down. We don't need every bottle or every fucking bench to break realistically when I shoot it. It's like, if it breaks, it breaks, and that's all I need to know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking dude, it's just stupid.
I get wanting a game to be like hyper realistic, or like not hyper realistic but be like realistic, like you want to feel immersed, but like there's just some shit that you can go without. And the other thing that makes me laugh about the whole Rockstar thing is, if you think about it, there's people who played that game in first person. Like, just put that into perspective. Like, they never saw that shit happen. Like, people.
It's funny because, like, I feel like the games that I've been immersed in the most are like the ones that don't put that much like detail into their stuff. Or like, if you would compare it to like some stuff now isn't as like detailed as it is now. Like the first Dead Space. Like, it's detailed but not like to the point that it is now, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and that's more because of the atmosphere, the fog and all that stuff, and like, I don't know, I just feel like it's like, we don't need this crap.
Like,
Have you
as long as
guys-
I'm having fun, I don't give a fuck.
Have you guys seen like the detail in the new
Yes.
the new
Yeah, it
Dead
looks
Space
crazy.
remake?
Oh
Yeah,
my
it looks
God.
fucking phenomenal.
The
I can't
only
wait.
the only thing I saw that like was kind of weird is Isaac looks like stubbier, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
But everything else looks fucking amazing. But
That's another one that, like, I don't want to say I don't fully get behind, but, like, I don't know. We talk about it all the time, like, the remake compared to, like, just letting it be. I don't know why. I don't know why you have to go through the whole, like, because we were talking about it on stream, like, why remake the game? Why remake the first game and not just make Dead Space 4?
A new one.
Yeah,
Right.
like make Dead Space 4 or reboot it. You know, make it, you can
Yeah.
call it Dead Space, but reboot it and make a new character. I mean, it's almost like a lot of these companies just like, they push off of like nostalgia kind of, because those are going to be what's going to sell that game. What's going to sell the Dead Space remake, or just remakes in general. It's not new gamers. Like, new gamers aren't going to be the ones that are flocking to the stores to buy it. It's going to be the people who played that shit back in 2009 or whatever, I don't even remember when the first one came out. It's going to be those are going to be the people that are going to be flocking to buy it. And then like new people aren't going to want to, you know what I mean? Like, new people aren't going to play it because they don't know what it is. So, but I
Yeah.
guess that's the same thing with like if you were to reboot it, it would be the same thing. But at least it's offering like a new experience to people if they want to play it. But I guess another big thing is like marketing, but that's a whole different ballgame.
I think like games are at a point right now where like movies were like 10 years ago, where like most of the movies back then were just reboots and remakes and reboots and remakes.
Yeah.
I think games right now, because of the inflated price of creating them now, and the what's the word? The reluctancy or whatever of wanting to try something new, because you're afraid to not make your money back
Yeah.
is what's like just causing the, at least on the Western side and more specifically like the AAA side, to just feel the same. And so now they're like too afraid to try anything new, so they're like, oh, people bought this remake of this game, so let's make this remake instead. And like, I guess you can say the same thing for like Resident Evil 2, but I feel like that game was different enough from the original Resident Evil 2 that you can even basically say that it's its own game and not necessarily a remake. So
I can agree on that. Yeah.
But I don't
That
know.
was so much fun.
No, I mean,
Resident Evil 2 is good.
I agree with you. I think games are way too expensive to develop nowadays, but I think that comes down to that's self-inflicted to a lot of these developers. Like, and it's also the gamers' fault as well, because we're the ones who, you have people like who play the Back for Blood beta and they're like, oh, the light doesn't break. Now every developer looks at a light and they're like, oh shit, our light has to break or we're gonna get roasted. Like, there's that side of it, which is why games cost too much. But I think what people don't complain about, because I think the biggest cost is making an engine. I don't think people complain about, if you reuse assets and do stuff like that throughout games. I mean, there may be
people do, which is
there may be people
like,
that
stupid.
pick up on it, but like if you make a good enough game, like it doesn't matter. Like, and that's what it comes down to. And I think a lot of the games that take risks nowadays, the reason that they flop is because it's not that they're not taking risks, but they're just not good games. Like, that's what it comes down to. I mean, you guys talked about it back when, like, you were playing Control. Like, the idea of Control is a great idea. It's a great game. But like you guys said, like, you couldn't play the game. Like, you guys, it was putting you to sleep to play the game. And like, to that aspect, it's not the game and the idea that was at fault. It was the actual pacing or structure of like the narrative that is what lacked to like keep you interested. But like, I feel like developers waste so much time when it comes down to like creating whole new engines. Like, if you just look at like Rockstar back on PS3, right? I think if I remember correctly, they started using the Rage engine for Red Dead 1, and then they used it for Max Payne 3, and then they used it for GTA 5. Now, obviously, it's not the same engine. It's definitely modified. But like, if you play Max Payne 3 and you play GTA 5, you can feel the similarities between them.
I think it started with that ping pong game. That was the first Rage engine game.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. But like
But yeah, I get what you mean.
They started they were using the structure of it, but they were obviously fine-tuning things like, physics and lighting and things like that, and that's what made it feel different, and like animations. But like all in all, the engine was the same.
I think the issue is that people don't like it when they reuse assets, because like there was a whole thing a couple months ago where people were mad at Ubisoft for reusing an asset in Valhalla. It was like the same shield but painted differently, and then people were like, "Oh my god!"
Well, yeah,
there's the same thing, but
when you're talking about like key items like that, yes, I agree. You shouldn't be reusing assets. Like, you shouldn't be taking an armor set from Odyssey and using it in Valhalla and changing the colors and saying it's a new piece of armor. Completely agree. That's fucking lazy.
but why not?
But like, well, I'm saying if you were to literally take it and copy it and just change the color, like, to me, that's lazy. But like, if you're talking about like developing like a map, right, and you're like reusing assets from a map for things that people are gonna go and see like 1 or 2 times to speed up the development process, like, to me, that is stuff that like, because I can guarantee you in these games like Red Dead, like they probably had to completely remake assets and stuff like that just to create environments. And of course, knowing Rockstar with their detail, they probably made an asset on this side of the map and they didn't copy it to use it on this side of the map, because God forbid we copy and use an asset more than one time. I mean, I'm over exaggerating here, obviously, but like that's probably the mindset that they take, which is great because then you get a game and it feels unique. But like at the sacrifice of how much time does it now take to develop this game?
I didn't like Red Dead 2.
Well, I didn't like you either.
I didn't mind the game, but I also was confused to why. Like, why only put half of the Red Dead 1 map in?
Right. Just throw in Mexico.
Like,
I
if you're
found Red Dead 2 obnoxious and annoying to play.
like,
Because
from what aspect?
it took forever to do anything. Like,
Yeah.
the animations took forever to do anything. I remember sometimes I'd be in the middle of a gunfight in the story, and because I didn't stop at my horse to take my long gun out, now I don't have a rifle with me.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's definitely annoying.
And then the whole fast travel system where you could only do it if you went to the camp. And you can just do it from anywhere or from like a city.
Well, wasn't the fast travel like you had to, not only did you have to go to the city, you had to go to like a specific spot in the city to unlock it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that because I traveled to like some cities and I'm like, hold on, I've been there. Why can I not fast travel? And it's like, well, you didn't travel to that corner where the fast travel post is. And it's like, oh, okay, well, cool. I guess I'll go fuck myself then.
Then like just looting bodies took forever. Because like instead of doing like what Red Dead Redemption 1 did, where it was just pat and then you have everything that's on them, he has to pick up the body, shuffle his hands around it, and then you can have it. And then like opening cabinets took forever. And then you have to pick up the thing from inside the cabinet, look at it, and then put it in your bag. Like, just pick it up, my guy.
Yeah, that shit was definitely dumb. There's definitely things that like are not good about it. Like, I don't think any game will ever be perfect. But
I found Red Dead 2 like unfun for me personally.
I think a good example of that frustration is like what goes down for like games that act as simulators, because there's games that act as simulators, like farming simulator, take that for instance. I mean, who the hell wants to sign on to a game after a day of work to then just do more work in a game? Like, to me and to a lot of people, like, that's probably not fun. Now, there's obviously people that love Farming Simulator. Pretty sure there's like an esports for Farming Simulator. I don't know what the fuck they do. They must grow corn the fastest way possible. And I get that the crops don't grow like at real rate, but like still, I don't know. There's just a level of like frustration, like you said, Waves, with like animations or stuff taking too long, where it's like, yeah, Red Dead takes how many hours to platinum, but how much of that is me using unwanted animations and doing shit that like I didn't actually need to do?
Or like running from place to place because there isn't like the map's fucking big and there isn't like a normal fast travel.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just
Or
like
find that rare bird that you can barely see so you can shoot it and skin it.
Yeah. I think Rockstar frustrates me the most because of the way that they've evolved, which they've always tried to be like front runners to the games industry as a whole, making the best of the best. But like, man, back in the PS2 era, they were cranking games out left and right year after year. And
I feel like Rockstar used to try to be like unique.
Yeah,
now it's just like they're just like every other developer.
Well, they're I'm not saying that they're not, like, they're still definitely unique, but like I think that they are falling into the same chasm that like Naughty Dog falls into, where it's like every game that they have to put out has to be game breaking, and it has to be the best of the best, and it has to be game of the year award winning in every aspect, and it has to, it has to tug at your emotions every second you play it. Like, I feel like that's what they strive for now, which, like, again, isn't bad, but like it also can be annoying because people just want to play games. Real gamers just want to play games. They don't care if they're gonna cry, shit their pants, like they don't, like, it doesn't matter to them. They just want to play a fun game.
Well, the thing is that you can have all those emotions and stuff, but like
not have a game
still
that's
make
80
the
hours
game
long.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like still make the game fun and enjoyable and not feel like a slog to get through.
Well, it's because they
You
tried
know?
to make Red Dead so realistic that like that's why it feels like that. because it is realistic, which like it sucks. Like that's the part that sucks, but I don't know. I just like Rockstar has just I think Rockstar and like again like Naughty Dog and a lot of developers, I mean they're like the two big ones that I think of. They just put so much into their games, which again isn't bad because you get a good game, but like at the expense of waiting how long, at the expense of them talking about how much their game costs to develop, at the expense of if we don't make our money back, we're not making a game anymore. Like, I don't want to hear companies complain about that. Like, that's your own fault. You shouldn't have spent that much money if you weren't if like you knew you couldn't get it back. It's like all the shit that's going on in like box office with movies now. Like, you put all that money into a movie and then it busts, and it's like, well, you know, maybe you shouldn't have taken the risk that hard then.
I think Naughty Dog also is like I forgot what I was gonna say.
Naughty Dog's the worst, I feel like, when it comes to it. I just want Rockstar to go back to, which they never will. I want them to go back to good old Rockstar where like, yeah, we get GTA, yeah, we get Red Dead, but like, can we get another game here? Like, I would love to see Midnight Club come back. I would love to see the game Agent finally come out, even though it's not going to. Like,
Didn't they lose a trademark for that or something?
no, I don't. Did they? It's still
Didn't
on
they
their
like
site.
not?
It's literally, I think it's still on their site, and it's still listed on like Wikipedia as like their game coming out on PS3 to be determined or something like that. Like, I don't know. I wish they would just expand their horizons a little bit with what they make,
Yeah,
and they wouldn't
like-
spend so much time making one game. Like, it blows my mind how much time and money they spend on just one game.
Well, they're greedy as fuck, and they're making fucking millions and millions off of it.
Oh, they're making
Yeah, so in
billions on
20
GTA Online. Like, they're making...
Huh.
They made enough money on GTA Online to probably, like, never have to make a game ever again.
Right.
I think Red Dead 2 is their last actual real game.
Which is sad.
So yeah, they lost the trademark. They abandoned the trademark in 2018.
Well, that's disappointing. I don't know. I feel like there's like a weird void in the gaming industry that is being filled with games here and there, but like I feel like they don't come out enough, but I don't understand why. Because you have games that want to be like, you have games that want to be the next Witcher, the next Elder Scrolls, the next Red Dead, the next GTA, that are like these immersive and expansive games that are 100 hours long to get through. And then you have the flip side where you have games that are like 10 hours long. Like, we get games in between like Ghost of Tsushima and like Spider-Man and stuff where it's like a solid 30, 40, 50 hours to play. But, like, I feel like we don't get enough of those. You're either dedicating your life to a game to get it done, or you don't get enough of the game by the time you finish it.
I could agree on that one.
I think 15 hours is a perfect time limit.
No.
15?
Yeah, I'd rather have a 15-hour game than a 100-hour game.
I think the perfect time for a game...
It's 35.
Are you talking specifically the narrative waves?
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
I would agree 15 to 20 hour narrative is perfect. I think 20 hours on the high side. I think 30 to 40 hours between exploring and doing everything is perfect. Like, perfect game to me, lengthwise, is probably like Ghost of Tsushima or like Horizon. Like, to me, perfect game length. Or near perfect,
Yeah.
I should say.
God of War wasn't that bad either. The
Yeah.
2018. That was actually a really good,
Agreed.
decent one.
A little bit too much exploration and random things, but like it was fun to go and see all that stuff. And there was like,
Exactly.
it was cool. But like, to me, that's like 15, 20 hours, 40 hours platinum with exploring the map and doing everything else that you have to do. Like, to me, that's perfect. That's like a perfect length for a game.
I think for me, I'm at this point now with video games where I'm just tired of open world games. So if I just see like an open world game that isn't like a Yakuza game, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm like at this point now where I'd rather have something that's enjoyable to play, like mechanically, like a Devil May Cry or something, than have this stupid ass shitty combat open world game that's 100 hours or 30 hours, and I'm just like not having fun at all. So I loathe open world games now.
I would agree with that. Except I still would play open world games. But I think that open world games need to pivot in a way of not being 100 hours and not being a game where you explore a section of the map one time and that's it. Like a one and done section. Like, you should be going to a spot and it should be memorable and you should you should want to go back. The fact that you play games like Valhalla, Odyssey, Origins, I would say, is a little bit of an outlier, even though it does have a big map. It has a big map because it has a fuck ton of desert. So, like, really? Are you exploring a third of the map? Probably not, because it's a desert. But I just feel like I'm just using Assassin's Creed as an example because they've been the worst when it comes down to it with their map designs. You go places and there's no reason to go back. You go one time and that's it.
I think open world games should go back to like cities.
I agree.
Like, stop doing these like statewide or countrywide maps. Like, nobody likes them.
I agree.
I feel like the only one that did it right was The Witcher 3, and because they did it right, everybody wants to do it. It's like, no, you're not doing it like they did.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I feel like GTA 5 does it right in a way because, like, there are the in-betweens, but the in-betweens, even though they're nothing, they feel like something. Like, for instance, if you're in the actual city itself, but then you want to go up to, like, where, I don't even remember the names of the towns because I haven't been there. If you want to go up to, like, the place where, like, Trevor lives at, I don't know what that's called off the top of my head.
the boonies.
Yeah, is it Polito Bay? I don't know what it's called. But you want to go up there, right? There's a few ways you can get up there, but, like, if you go up, you have to go through, like, the hills, right? Essentially. That whole area is useless. Like, you don't do much there in the game, but, like, it still feels like something. When you play a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, even Valhalla to an extent, not as bad, but it still has it. You have those towns, you have those areas, those big areas that you go to, but there's so much void in between them. And when you're traveling to and from, you feel like you're just wasting time. You're just doing this because you have to. It doesn't feel
Odyssey had
like anything.
Didn't Odyssey have like that one part up north in the map that like you never went in the story, but like you went in the DLC or something?
Yeah, you went in the first DLC, but like you never went up. I think you went up there for like a second for the story. It had all of the Greek islands that like there was literally no reason to explore any of them other than the fact that you had to do all the underwater locations. So like there was no reason to do it. Other than like a few things here and there probably, but like again, completely like you wouldn't even think about it. Like there was obviously the one island that like gave you access to Atlantis. There was like the island up to the northeast that was like some big island that was like I think like the ending of the game was up there or something, but like all of the other islands meant like nothing.
I think like barring Yakuza, I can't think of open world game that I've enjoyed in the last few years. I guess like Ghost of Tsushima, but
I agree. I agree with you, Waves, that games should go back to cities though, because we don't like get those anymore because every game has to be ginormous.
I think Assassin's Creed needs to go back to cities specifically.
Oh
also,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Like they're obviously not good
them.
at making like large like open worlds, they're obviously better at making like smaller condensed cities with obvious landmarks, right? So
Yeah, I mean that's one of my favorite games in Assassin's Creed when it comes to like everything is like Unity. And that's like a perfect example where like they were basking in like 1-to-1 scale, like everything's open. Like that was like, to me, that was like one of the best maps when it came to Assassin's Creed. It was dense, it was populated. You felt like you never felt, you could feel like you were blending in, but like when you were traveling to and from places, you never felt like you were just doing it to like pass time. Like I don't know. It's really weird. Like, and I agree, they really need to go back to more dense like cities. Like that's what made them what they were. They're shit at making open world maps.
and then what's it called? I think Unity's still like the best looking one, also like graphically speaking.
I hope it gets a remaster.
Because I think Syndicate is like the only one that can rival it, but like every other game after that does not look as good as Unity does, and that's probably why it had so many issues when it started. But
I think it's because the other games just have so many assets and the map is so big that it had to suffer somehow.
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Ubisoft is dumb. Ubisoft is dumb with the Assassin's Creed franchise. Like they should have kept it in cities because that's how it was. No one asked for them to take it open world like it is, and they should have just taken their time and done like Immortals and made like a whole new franchise from that structure of open world if they wanted to compete with Zelda and The Witcher and everything. Because now you have a void of Assassin's Creed games that are just open world shit, and we'll see what they do with the next one. But
yeah, a lot of people didn't like Valhalla, so I doubt they're gonna want to go back to that. Yeah.
well, yeah, and I didn't hear a lot. I mean, I know they tied themselves in for like three games of that style, but like I don't know, people shitted on Odyssey, and then in the meantime you have like everyday gamers and people who are like, this is the best open world exploration game I've ever played, and I'm like, what game? Were you sure you were playing the same game? Like, excuse me?
Those are people that don't play games.
Yeah, and it's a shame because Assassin's Creed, one of Assassin's Creed's best games, as Wave said, best visual game, best exploration game, best city, Unity, was, I think, the downfall of that style of game, not because of the styling of the game, but because of how the game performed when it came out, because of Ubisoft's doings. So it's almost like they put the game out, they picked the gun up, they shot themselves in the foot, and then they said, wow, I can't walk.
Yeah.
Now I have to go buy this wheelchair. Or something stupid. Like they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves. So, all right, well,
Now with our weekly Assassin's Creed section done.
yeah, gotta get it out. Gotta get it out every week. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, GTA 6, wasn't it slated for like 2023 or something? Like, it's not even. I mean,
It
who
hasn't
the
even
fuck
been
knows
announced.
when we get it? It's gonna keep getting delayed. Like, who knows?
You can't delay something that hasn't been announced, you know.
That is true. I mean, and with GTA 5 coming out on the PS5, I mean, we may never see a GTA 6. Let's be completely honest.
Why would they? The dummies are still buying all the shark cards. So.
That's true.
Right.
That is true. All right, so let's get into the last topic here. I don't want to rant for too long because I'm having issues.
Okay.
Don't want to disclose issues, but let's just say
Someone's got to take a piss.
dirty. So something we talked about before, which we brought up at the beginning, and we don't have to hit on this for too long, but I just thought it was funny. I thought we talked about this another time, but maybe not. So, what is your guys' opinions on if DLC trophies should count towards 100%, or I should say completion rates in general?
I think every DLC and every event in a game needs to count to 100%.
100% agree. It's part of the experience.
Even the timed events. So if you don't do it during that week, guess what, shitter? You're not getting the 100%.
Yeah.
All right, we're not gonna go that far, but yeah.
I mean, I agree with Waves. Like, so this is something that I've been like talking about for like, I mean, forever, but like I've been talking about more in the past few weeks is like the evolution of trophy hunters. Like, people do trophies now not because of the way they play games, but just for like, just so they can be high on some arbitrary leaderboard. Like, people that played games back in like whatever PS2 era, early PS3 era, like when we started playing games, like the reason you got collectibles was because you wanted to see what those gave. Whether it was a new outfit in a game, whether it was concept art, whether it was backstory to the game that was not explained through the normal narrative. There was a reason behind doing it, right? Oh, I'm playing Burnout. I want to get all of the, not only do I want to complete all the crash events, I want to get the highest rating I can get in them, because when I do that, I unlock the best car for the crash events. There was like reasons behind doing all of that stuff. And like, I feel like that is not in the games nowadays, but like that also trickles into this mindset of like, well, I shouldn't have to complete everything to get the 100%. Like, I'm sorry. Do you not understand what 100% means? Like, if you have $100 and you give me $5, you now do not have 100% of your $100 anymore. Like, that's just how it works. Like, so if you don't want to do all the trophies in the game, regardless of if it's the base game or the DLC, then guess what? You don't get the 100%.
I think there's like one of the cool things that like Xbox does, and I don't know if they do it. I just remember seeing it in the video when like the Xbox One and the PS4 release, is that they have like timed achievements or whatever.
Yep.
Where like if you got the game the first time of the first week or whatever, there's like first week achievements that you could only get in the first week, and I always thought that was cool, and I always find it weird like when Valhalla had that Christmas event or whatever. Like, it's weird that I feel like that should have trophies. Like, I know like it's probably annoying or whatever, but like that's part of the game. So
yeah, it confuses me that like people, like these developers put stuff out for like, they put updates out in their game, but then they don't, like, from a trophy perspective or achievement perspective, they don't make you do anything, but then like certain stuff they do. I don't know.
Then there's like some games that have DLCs that don't have trophies, like all the Dark Souls games, barring Bloodborne, none of them have DLC trophies.
Yeah.
And then what was it, like the first Assassin's Creed 2 didn't have trophies either. So it's just weird.
Yeah,
but I mean,
what? Go ahead.
I mean, like, I think people that are just like, it's the same people that like get annoyed whenever there's like a New Game Plus trophy like patched in or whatever. It's like they're just like, oh my god, they gave me new content, I don't want to play. It's like, imagine complaining about free content. Like, free new content. Like,
the problem is they sold the game already.
Yeah,
that's my issue. Why? Like, I don't care.
I mean, it's also like how games don't have like difficulty-based trophies in them anymore, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what trophies I really miss?
What's that?
Like, I think it was Batman Arkham City, the Calendar Man, where you had to play the game on certain holidays, or even in Saw 2, you had to play the game on Christmas or Halloween.
Yeah.
And all that. I miss that shit.
Yeah, I mean, even though you could manipulate your clock to like do it, it definitely was like, it was just something that was like cool.
Like, it's unique. You're like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I like to see like trophies like that. I think every trophy list nowadays, especially like the Sony AAA games, they're all like cookie cutter of the same thing. Like, and I think it started with Horizon, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It may have started before then, but like that's the first one I'm thinking. That's the first one that comes to mind. And now every single game follows that same structure of trophies.
Yeah.
Where you don't need to beat it on a certain difficulty, and you don't. But now we have a new game plus trophy where you have to play it on the hardest difficulty, and it's a DLC. And like, when that happened, like, people got mad. But like, this is the thing, right? Either way, people would have gotten mad. If they put a new game plus, or they made you beat it on the hardest difficulty as a base game trophy, people would have bitched. You put it as a DLC trophy that's a free update, people are bitching because they're like, oh, I have to play the game again? Well, yeah, that's the whole point of New Game Plus, idiot. Like, you can't play New Game Plus the first time you play it. Like, that's not how it works.
Well, people are bitching about that with Spider-Man Miles Morales because they put the New Game Plus trophy in the base game, so you had to do the New Game Plus to get the platinum.
Yeah, either way you look at it, people get, like, pissed off. But, like, the way I look at the 100% is, like, guess what? Like, you want the 100% in the game, you got to do the DLC. Like, that's what it comes down to. You can't give a completion for, like, a platinum and not do the DLC. Because, again, the whole thing that started with trophy hunting and people wanting to trophy hunt before trophies were a thing was people wanting to complete everything that a game had to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Back in those days, DLC wasn't a thing. But if DLC was a thing, then people would have bought the DLC and played it to experience everything.
I think, like,
that's not the mindset that, like, modern day, quote unquote, modern day trophy hunters take on, which is, like, what kind of irritates me.
I think it's also, like, I don't know about y'all, but, like, when I was a kid, I could only really have, like, 2 games at a time. Like, I would have to, like, rent it from Blockbuster or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that was the only game I had for that week. So, like, that's the only thing I was playing, like, 100%ing, and then when I was done 100%ing, if I want to play it again, I'll play through it again,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And now, especially now, with, like, the digital marketplace and, like, the amount of sales that there is now, it's like, it's so easy to get games now. Like, it's still, like, $60 is still a lot, right? But like, wait a few months and that shit's gonna be $20. So like, people just buy these games super, like, just buy them really fast and then have their one playthrough and then chuck them away. So it's not like they're down there like when I was a kid or whatever, playing the same game over and over because you didn't have anything else, you know? So like, I feel like that's something that's like changed throughout the years, where like now people aren't really willing to play the same game more than once. I know, like, my cousin, he's not someone who likes playing a game more than once. So like, when he saw me replaying, I forget what game I was replaying at the time, but I think it was Miles Morales, actually. He saw me replaying Miles Morales again.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Didn't you already beat this game?" It's like, "Yeah, but I'm like playing it again." It's like, "You're weird. Like, who does that?" It's like, that's the type of people like we're dealing with now, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I think it falls, and it's like, it's not anyone's fault, but like, I think it all falls into the same aspect that people are talking about nowadays with like society as a whole, of like the whole participation trophy side of things, where like people think that when they play a game one time, that they're entitled to the platinum. And Sony is almost spoon feeding that to people, because that's what every single one of their games is now. You play it one time, you do a few side things, you get a platinum. Anytime a game makes you go out of the way, it's a big deal. But like, that's the whole point of trophy hunting. Like, if you just want to play a game and beat it, and let's say you're playing a game like, again, we'll go back to Red Dead 2. Obviously, Red Dead 2, you have to get 100% completion. Not only do you have to do that, there's online you have to do, there's various random things. If you're a person that all you want to do is play through the single player one time and call it a day, then you go and do that. But like, you doing that does not entitle you to earning the platinum trophy. Like, you can go do that and earn those trophies and do what you want to do, but that does not entitle you to earning a platinum trophy that other people have gone and done those additional feats and things to then unlock the platinum trophy. And that all comes down to the developer and what they want to put in at the end of the day. But
yeah, it's the whole the platinum trophy is part of the experience thing or whatever. Which,
yeah,
like, no, I've always felt like your gold trophy for beating the game is your participation trophy, you know?
yeah.
The platinum trophy is for people who want to go above that, you know?
Right.
And it's like how, like, Lego Star Wars 2, you got rewarded for getting the 100% with, like, a new character or whatever. Back then, it's like, and some games now, like, don't even require you to do it 100%.
No.
Like, in their game, like, Persona 5 Royale had, like, a 100% list in it. And I was surprised when I didn't have to do everything on it. Like, I felt like you should have had to do everything on it. And then the same thing with Red Dead 2. This would make the game a fucking bitch to get the platinum in. But, like, you don't have to get all the gold medals in every mission.
Yeah, you only have to get like 70 or something like that.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think personally, like, there are games that definitely go over the top. But, again, that's just the experience. That's not the game experience. That's the platinum experience. And I think what's happening is especially with Sony games, is they're getting it mixed up in a way of they're equating the game experience to the platinum experience, when the platinum experience should be on another level of the game experience. And when I say game experience, I'm mainly talking about the narrative experience, not the game as a whole. Because if you experience the game as a whole, then the game as a whole experience should be equal to the platinum experience. When you have games like, I want to say Far Cry 2, but honestly, it is a game experience because you have to unlock all of the manuals for the guns online. That's a trophy. So that is technically a game experience because you're doing everything that the game has to offer to do it. Something overboard would be a game like, I don't know, Red Faction Guerrilla, where you have to do like 500 ranked match, or like some, you know, like some arbitrary number like that. Like, it has no valuation to anything that the game has to offer other than the developer saying you have to do this 500 times. Like, that to me is more than like a quote unquote full game experience. But I feel like a lot of earlier PS3 games really gave you enough of the trophies for playing through them, and you would unlock random trophies. But then for some of the stuff, you'd have to go out of your way. Like, I think a good example of a trophy list is like Assassin's Creed 2, right? Assassin's Creed 2, you unlock a lot of silver trophies, and again, as Wave says, the gold trophy, you unlock the one gold trophy in the game for completing the game. So you're unlocking a majority of the stuff just by playing through the game. Then you're getting a few of the random things, probably as you're playing through the game. And then if you want to get that platinum, you have to go and do all of those few random things. Maybe you have to do the things like stunning 4 guards at once by throwing sand in their face. Or you have to then collect all of the 100 flags that are around the map. You have to go and do those few random things, but you're getting a majority of the stuff as you're just playing through the game. You just have to then go above that experience, that narrative experience, to then get your platinum. I think there's that next level of achieving past the narrative experience that should be what the platinum should be, but it shouldn't go above it to then doing arbitrary things for no reason. Like, if you're telling me that I need to get 10,000 kills in Battlefield Hardline as a DLC for the DLC, there better be something else that I achieve in the game other than just earning a trophy. I think if the game is offering you a feature or it's offering you something for you putting that time into doing something, then there should be a trophy that is equivalent to that. That's why I say Far Cry 2 is a great example, because is it ridiculous? Yes, but there's features that you unlock in the multiplayer, even though it's dead. There's features that you unlock in the multiplayer that are given to you by getting those kills with those guns.
Yeah.
But people want to be awarded for a platinum by just the narrative experience, which is what Sony is kind of doing.
Eventually, people are going to start complaining about having to get fucking collectibles in games.
I mean, people already complain about it.
Well, I mean, like, everybody, like...
You want to know
eventually, they're going to want a platinum just for beating the story, or, like, getting halfway through the story.
You want to know the funny thing is that the people that complain about doing collectibles are the same people that will sit there and watch a collectible guide, and, like, the only inconvenience to them is they have to watch somebody show them exactly where to get it. Like, imagine there aren't collectible guides. Like, when I make collectible guides, I will read a text guide that tells me where it is. And then I structure my collectible guide to not spoil anything narratively, but still show you where things are. So that if you want to do it on one playthrough, you can, but I'm not going to ruin the narrative for you. But, like, imagine there weren't those collectible guides and people had to read text guides, and then they're like, oh, I can't find collectible number 43. It tells me to go behind this shed, but, like, I can't find it. Like, just imagine there was no visual guides for things. People would be losing their shit.
I feel like text guides are sometimes easier.
Oh, I agree.
Honestly.
I agree
like,
completely.
Sometimes video guides, like, they take too fucking long. And then, like, sometimes text guides, they'll just show you a picture, or they'll, like, describe the area, and you're like, oh, there we go.
Yeah, I completely agree. But there's definitely that time where, like, and we've all been through it, if you're reading a text guide and you're like, well, wait, what are you talking about? Or, like, wait, I'm not to that part yet. Like, do I need to progress farther? Wait, especially on, like, open world games, like, it's kind of hard to do a text guide without showing, like, screenshots and stuff of exactly where you are.
Yeah.
So, like, but imagine there aren't video guides for things. Imagine there aren't video guides for trophies, for collectibles, for things. Like, I mean, I feel like getting trophies in games is already easy enough because there's so much information out there. But because it's not just handed to people, like, they just complain about it. Like,
Yeah.
imagine a trophy list like Max Payne 3 coming out in today's world.
I can't even think of, like, the last big game that had, like, a hard trophy list. I feel like it's always some underground, like, game that nobody knows about.
Right.
I mean, I don't even know. I even look at, like, I know Brian's been playing it, like, Dirt 5. I mean, you compare the trophy list difficulty in Dirt 5 to a game, not even like one of the Dirt Rally games, but even a game like Dirt 3. I mean, they've taken so much out that you have to do in order to get the platinum. And a lot of it comes down to, like, multiplayer, which I know people hate. But, like, my thing is, again, I stick on it. If there's multiplayer functionality in the game and the developers are going to reward you in-game for doing something, then you should do it. Like, if you're going to get a reward for getting to rank 20, you get the best car in the game that you can use online, and you get that by getting to rank 20, then there should be a trophy for that as well that corresponds to that unlock in the game.
I feel like you should at least be forced to try everything in the game.
I agree.
Once.
Like,
I agree with
new
that.
games that have, like, a different trophy list, I would say Psychonauts 2.
Difficult?
Well, not difficult, but, like, at least grindy-wise, I would say, it seems like. Because you gotta get to rank 100. But difficult-wise, I have no clue. I'm going through, like, the most recent games. I'm still scrolling.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Like, there's not really...
Like, I guess, like, the Yakuza games, but they're
How about
more
Quake?
like...
But that's not really a new game,
No.
so...
I mean, I would say probably the most recent game that came out, but, like, it still is almost at a 10%, is, like, Hades. But, like, I think... I want to say it's a bad example because it already has a cult following behind it.
Like, the new Aliens...
Well, I'm talking
Fire...
about, like, a big game. Like, I'm not even talking about... Did you guys see this shit right here? Witch
What?
Hunter?
No.
It's just
Like, when
literally
it comes to,
stole
like...
assets from fucking The Witcher. Sorry.
Like,
Wait, I think
I'm
I did
looking,
see
like,
that game.
Aliens Fire Team, like, you gotta finish all campaigns on insane difficulty, but like, nobody's earned that yet, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I'm not even talking about, like, an indie game. Like, I'm just talking about straight up just a big triple
AAA
game or whatever.
I don't think there's anything. I mean, like, there's no games that offer. Most games that come out, and correct me if I'm wrong, most games that come out, I mean, I'm talking about people who are listening because I'm not doing the most research right now. I feel like most games that come out don't require you to do a difficulty in the core list.
Right.
And to me, doing that having a difficulty trophy isn't just there to be a bitch, but like, and we've talked about it before, that difficulties nowadays are kind of artificial with the way that they do them, but like, that's an experience of the game that you're not going to get unless you do it on that difficulty. So you're almost taking away from the game experience by not experiencing that difficulty. But they do it because I don't know why. I don't even know why difficulty-based trophies were taken out of games. Like, I don't. I never saw anybody like really complain about them. Like, even nowadays, if someone puts a difficulty-based trophy in, like, I don't really think people complain about it. I mean, maybe a few people here and there, but like, it isn't the end of the world. People do it. You want to get the platinum, you got to do it.
Right.
So
easy as that.
I think that's what it comes down to with a lot of the platinums. But like, and again, who am I to say anything's right and wrong? But I guess what I'm trying to point out is just that trophy lists have evolved, and they're going to continue to evolve. So we'll see where they go in the next 10 years if we're still playing games and trophy hunting. Who the fuck knows?
If trophies still exist.
Yeah, if trophies are even still a thing. It would be crazy if they just don't become a thing. But it'll just be interesting to see where they evolve to, if they do, and kind of what goes there, because it almost feels like trophy hunting started, or I shouldn't say trophy hunting, trophy lists started as that everything that the game has to offer experience, and now they're almost trickling down into this. You don't have to do everything in the game. Like, a good example of a AAA game that does that is like Assassin's Creed Origins, right? That game made you explore every single location in the game, right? That was a trophy. Assassin's Creed Odyssey comes out, and you don't have to do that. You only have to explore the underwater locations. And then I have people asking me on my How to Platinum, do I have to do every single question mark on the map? And it's like, no, you don't have to. Like, but that's like...
Some people just don't know how to read.
Yeah, I mean, that's true as well. And people want their hand held through everything. But like, that's an example of like, you literally had a game that made you do explore every location, and literally the next game in the franchise took that away. Like, yeah, would it have been a bitch to do it? Yeah, but like, at least it was a feature that was in the previous game that you've now taken away. And I think in Valhalla, I don't know if you have to.
You have to do the orbs.
You have to do, yeah, I think you have to do all the orbs because they give you like shit. But they're like different trophies, like completing all the flight things and doing all the I'm trying to look for them. There's like, they give you trophies for like all of them, basically. Doing all the Roman collector challenges. Yeah. So why can I not find these trophies? Am I fucking stupid? Oh, right here. Like those orbs are like the standing stone puzzles and the cairn challenges and all of that, and they give you trophies for completing all of those. So you basically have to. And then I think there is one for like completing every location like 100% or something. I don't know. Yeah, complete all territories. So you have to basically do you have to at least go to the orb and do what it's telling you to do. So I don't know how it exists in one game. The next game, it's literally gone. And then the next game, it's back. Not sure what the structuring of the trophy list is there, but yeah. Regardless, DLC should count for 100% completions. If you can't get the DLC, you don't get the 100%. Plain and simple. Good example is take like Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. You know? Mm-hmm. So you think that people like Waves and me and all of us who grinded through that Uncharted 2 multiplayer DLC.
I didn't do it.
Well, you were in it. You were in there. You didn't necessarily earn the trophies, but you were a body in there. But you think the people that grind, you think the people that grinded through that, you think that we don't deserve the 100% completion, or that we deserve, or you deserve what we deserve because you didn't put in that effort and that time to do that stuff? Like, I don't know. I think the DLC should count. Regardless, the DLC should count. If you have one game on your list and you have the platinum and it's at 50% and you don't have any DLC done, then guess what? Your completion's 50%. That's basic math right there.
Math is math.
And developers start putting events trophies. Just because I want to see more people complain.
Yeah, do that too. And you motherfuckers are lucky that PSN Profiles doesn't count 0% towards your lists as well. Because imagine if they did that, your completion percentage would get tanked.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you're welcome. You should be thanking them for that instead of bitching that you don't want to do DLC, or you don't want DLC to count towards your completion.
It reminds me of that time when Odyssey came out and you couldn't get all the additional feats done or whatever.
Oh, people were losing their mind. They're like, "Oh, this trophy has no title and description. I can't get my 100% completion." And it's like, okay, neither can anyone else. Like, you're not anyone new.
It says right there, you just gotta wait. So wait.
Yeah, just wait until it comes out. And then of course every time an update would come out. Did they put the quests in yet? Why don't you log on the game and figure out yourself? Like, I'm not your fucking maid. Like, do it yourself.
You're not?
No.
Damn.
Sadly, I'm not. Well, I'm trying to keep these podcasts around 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours. I don't know what the fuck I just said there.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm getting there too. So and I gotta go do some things. So thank you guys all for listening. Again, if you have any topics you want us to discuss or anything, if you have any PSN profile forum posts that you want us to roast, leave them in the comments below or add us anywhere, and we will do them in the next week's podcast. I believe starting in 2 weeks, we're gonna start recording on Sundays, right? So,
yeah.
Schedule will be changing up a bit. You guys will be getting a podcast Wednesday morning instead of Friday morning. So, keep an eye out there. But yeah, thanks for listening or watching if you did. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. I'm about to go take a big dirty deuce.
I want to go make a new account.
I'm gonna go sleep.